I said fuck Xbox, fuck all these Xbox, fuck every Xbox their channel. Won't give a damn. It's PlayStation for life. You don't get it? Let's get it. Let's do this. Let's do this, my ponies. Let's go to war. What? Say what? Yeah. I say I double tip on The Last of Us. Woo. Yeah, I double tip on the director's cut. Woo. Double tip on every damn release. Damn right. Yeah, Jim Ryan is my motherfucking boss. The boss. Yo, and we don't care about no layoffs. Yeah, all the shine are gonna keep it on the low. Shh. We be sucking on every damn toe. Yum. Because Sony PlayStation gets the love. Yeah, so all hell Sony, we be your ponies. You can take my wife, you can take my money. I'm obsessed with the God of War. Yeah, all my ponies ready to go to war. The PlayStation high all over my head. Pentimetal PS5, 120 FPS. Blue team is the set, throw it up. I never had sex, I only care about sales. I say what I say. Woo! Only PlayStation gets my love. Only Sony gets my love. Thug love, pony love. Only PlayStation gets my love. Only Sony gets my love. Thug love, pony love. Only PlayStation gets my love. Only Sony gets my love. Thug love, pony love. Yeah. I see you Xbox. I see you playing on Game Pass for free. Nah, man, we don't do that over here. We pay $70 a game. Yeah, you Xbox be broke. You so stupid, so goofy. Fuck you, Demo Flow. Fuck you. Like and subscribe. Yeah, if you wanna see me more on Demo Flow Gaming Channel. Fuck this dude, I'ma pop in the shot every time. Yeah, but I'm here to show my pony love. And you with it? Say what? Yo, let's go. What's going on, people? Let's get it. What's up? Demo Flow Gaming out of the game with another stream. Thank you, everybody, for coming back to the Demo Flow Gaming Show, where I share my passion for gaming and keep you informed of everything that's going on in the gaming industry. That includes Xbox, Nintendo, Luna, Sony PlayStation, whatever. Mobile gaming, who gives a shit, you know? Where there's video games, that's where you can find me, us, because I'm here with your boy, with the padrino, the man with the connections.
I am there.
What's going on, man? So
just playing some games while we wait.
Awesome. Yeah, good to have you. This was a last minute thing.
No, by all means, it's my pleasure.
Yeah, thank you, bro. This was a last minute thing, guys. We I didn't even know this was going on. I knew that there was an event or something going on with Marathon, but I didn't have a specific date or time. But I just found out in the morning that it was today. You know, I was like, oh shit, it's right now. So something happened at work, and I get to be home early, so I'm not even mad. And I get to bring you guys this stream, and let's see what the hell is freaking Bungie doing, yo. So thank you for
finally show what they've been working on since the reveal.
Yes, sir. We can. I'm super excited for this one because you guys know I'm an FPS lover. I love Bungie games, all the Halos, and I also love Destiny 1 and 2. I have hundreds of hours in both games, and I really enjoy them. So I like them. It is what it is. I like them.
I like Destiny 1. I didn't like Destiny 2.
Yeah, let's wait to see what Bungie cooks. And the reason why this is good is that Bungie games are going to every platform. So this is not just, a show expecting PlayStation to get an exclusive. This is a game for everybody. So I just wish success to Marathon. I just want to start the stream on that note.
This is not to mock the fans, or, because I actually
No,
fucking love
absolutely
these games. So this is like, just to celebrate marathon and to give the game a little bit of a, you know what I'm saying, like a little bit of a, like, coverage, because I feel like not a lot of people are like covering the game. So I kind of want to like show some love to Bungie because of, I'm super grateful about the Halos. I'm super grateful about the, you know what I mean, Destinies and all that shit. So I can't wait to see what they're cooking. This is right. It's the type of game that you'll probably see me streaming here in the channel, playing in the channel, bring you gameplay, because this is the type of game I like. I love the shooters, and I know this is a shooter. And I seen, for what I seen in the teaser trailer that they recently shown, it looked pretty good. The art style, at least. So I'm expecting the game to be at least unique, right, in its own way. But yeah, thank you for coming through, guys. Shout out to your folk them in the building, man. Saying that it's going to be an over monetized disappointment. Wow, and that's
I
one
hope
thing,
not.
guys. Yeah. Okay. So how about your mic? Is Yeah. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. I think that Bungie, for this game to, make it more accessible, and so that more people play this game and this game find success, I think that they should be making this game a free to play title. Now, they have other ways that they can do it too. But if you give me a $40 game, let's say that Marathon is $40 or even 70, and on top of that, you're gonna add microtransactions, that's when people are gonna start getting mad and disliking the game, right? So I believe that Bungie should make this a free to play title, because let's face it, shooters are usually free to play. The biggest shooter, Call of Duty, is free to play. Warzone. We got Counter Strike, free to play. What there is like Apex Legends, free to play. Halo multiplayer, free to play. So I think they should go the free to play route. That's just my opinion, and I feel like that will make the game more accessible to people, and people, a lot more people will play this game. Like, I don't want to throw shade at the game yet, because we really haven't seen it. It was supposedly going through a lot during the development, so chances are that, that they had to like fix some shit, to make it viable. The thing is that the feedback was given, right, and they acted upon the feedback, and this is what they got here to show us. So I'm hoping for this game to hit, because you already know me. I love when games succeed, even if it's not my cup of tea. I'm just fucking happy that a game hit and people are enjoying, the game. And I feel like this is a type of game that I like, straight up extraction shooter. That's, with classes. I think that's what it is, extraction shooter with classes, which is interesting. I don't think that's ever been done before. um um I know Apex Legends is, but it's a battle royale, not an extraction shooter. So with classes, it's kind of interesting. If you guys know in the comments, let me see if you, if you freaking, have know anything about it, right? So you'll fuck them in the house saying, "Hello, demo. I don't mean to be negative, and I respect your channel, but I can ignore my gut feeling." No, yeah, like, a lot of people feel like you, bro. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people feel like you. It's just not me telling you that you are negative. I'm just trying to be positive, because I'm on all the negativity. I feel like, is needed. And I mean, we can judge the game until it's out, until we actually see something. We haven't even seen nothing. And, I mean, it's okay to have like premonitions and be like, oh shit, I predict maybe this is what's going to happen, right? Because that's interesting. But at the end of the day, we still don't know. So I'll just rather keep a positive mind, because I'm actually excited to see, a game that I might be interested in. Uh, I don't trust Bungie after what happened with Destiny 2. Yeah. The thing with Destiny 2 is that I think that the last DLC that they did was like the Falling something or whatever. I remember that I played it and it didn't hit as much as the previous one, that was the Witch Queen. I really, really loved that one. That the story was dope and the mentions and everything was super cool. But then the next the next season or the next expansion didn't hit as we expected. and a lot of people didn't like it. But now they have another expansion which I haven't played, which is the final piece, and I can't wait to go ahead and give that one a shot.
You mean the final shape?
Yeah, the final shape.
You said the final piece.
Oh, the final piece. Oh shit. Well,
No worries.
the final shape. Thank you, Power Boss. So yeah, the final shape. So I kind of want to like try it out, but I mean, in my opinion, Bungie expansions are super expensive. Like there's no need for these expansions to be like like $50 each time. That's a lot of money for an expansion, especially in FPS, right? But what really happened with Bungie and Destiny 2, I feel like they were making the money mostly on PvE content that people wanted, and they sort of like didn't put the love that the Crucible needed. Because I feel like the multiplayer part of Destiny was really lacking, like the PvP aspect of the game, the competitive aspect of the game, right? Destiny is not meant to be a competitive shooter, nothing like that. But it's just like that mode, the PvP mode, didn't have the it wasn't up to standards when it came to the contents. I mean, the OG and vanilla maps were kind of cool and I really enjoy it. But like when you have a game out for 10 years and you haven't really putting more maps in there, then it becomes a problem. And Destiny to this day has like four, maybe like 8 maps for PvP. At this point, they haven't really added any new maps, which is like crazy to even think about. But they had updated the PvE mode. They add stories and missions and raids and all of this, and that's cool and all, but like a lot of people like me, I play Destiny for both. I like to go on a raid, get my equipment, and test it out against other players. But that's just me. Maybe a lot of people weren't really using or utilizing the Crucible like we thought they were, and most people were playing just the PVE. Because one thing is for sure, PvE is a lot more comfortable to new players to try out because you're playing against NPCs, you're getting help from different players, and you're not facing humans. So that right there is a good thing, but you also got to understand that some people are competitive as well. So I like to do the raids and help out my friends, and I also like to stab them. You know what I mean? And shoot them when I get the chance because that's just how it is. That's how we play. So, what do you think about a Power Boss? Are you excited? Because I haven't really heard if you were excited or no. We barely talked about this since we just communicated.
I am excited to the point where it sounds like it's trying to be Call of Duty crossed with Battlefield.
Hmm.
And like you said, it's never been done before in that way. Because Battlefield brought in classes back in Battlefield 3 or 4.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But what happened is like this is classes with extraction, which is
Right,
interesting.
which is new.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm not mistaken, Call of Duty has had extraction in it before.
Yeah, but without classes.
But just not with classes
DMZ,
and not with every
DMZ.
one of the games. Yeah, DMZ
They
had
DMZ. Yep.
So,
So
but I'm excited to see what it is because
yeah.
I was there playing Destiny 1 when it launched. Me and the wife loved the hell out of it. It was a very great game. It fell off hard later on.
That's true.
But at the same time, it's not like it was unexpected because of what they were doing with it. True. I guess that's the best way of putting it.
Yep, you're right. We got Joe Folkdom here. He say, I stopped playing after the first trials on Destiny 2. They were charging money for color templates. I said, fuck no. Yeah, I never actually got some of the expansions and stuff, but I never paid for extra skins and shit. I never paid for any of that. I literally like every time, and I'm the same things. Like I think I said it here yesterday during the Demo Flow Gaming show that we do on Fridays, and I was saying that I had like over 3,000 hours in Apex, probably. And I have bought like, 2-3 battle passes top. And I've been playing it for like since it first came out. So the thing is, like, you have to have some self-control, and I think that's important too. So the fact that you're allowed to play the game, which means utilizing every mechanic in the game, having access to every part of the game, and they're charging you for cosmetics, I feel like, I mean, that's fair. Like, if you want to play dress up, pay up. But like, at least, like, you can go through the whole game with a friend, as long as it is not pay to win. I'm cool with it. Let's just say that. And I'm actually okay with, like, free to play games. A lot of people play them, and it just makes the game more accessible. I agree with some of the expensive microtransactions that they have. Some of them are wild. Like in Diablo, like a mount, it was like $70 for a mount, for a horse.
90.
$90, something like that.
It was a $70 horse, but they just had a $90 mount recently.
Exactly. And that's insane, guys. I don't like that shit. But it's optional too. Like,
Absolutely.
I could be like, okay, I'm gonna charge you $1,000 to paint your house, but I also do designs and graffiti and shit. So if you want something special like a Hello Kitty, I could do it too. Well, that's gonna be $2,000 for doing that. But it is what it is. That's how business is. I'm not against the hustle. It's just like, just know that I won't pay for that shit. Just know that. So yeah, shout out to Press Jim Ryan. He's in the house and he's saying, The Last of Us, the complete remastered, is being sold in order to fund Intergalactic. Shots taken, man. Yeah, they they really overdoing it with it, man. They're really going crazy with. 13 minutes to go. I mean, 14 minutes to go before they show the gameplay. I'm excited.
Like I've always said,
Let me know.
I'm never against remakes and remasters. My problem specifically with The Last of Us is not that it's a bad game, is the fact that there's the current gen console that already has the game.
That's right. I feel like you can now release the same game within the same generation. It's just disrespectful, right? And I mean, just freaking add content. And look, it's okay if you want to do complete editions and shit like that, but charging people $120, I think that I've seen the total for one of the copies, it's just freaking crazy for a game that's been done several times. But
now,
you know what?
The rumor is that it's because that it's the season 2 coming out.
Yeah, but they know their people.
So they're not aiming at people like you and me or gaming who probably had it, played it, and at least maybe got the remaster or the remake at one point. But I agree with I think it was Hargeet that said it. I believe that the remaster or the complete collection is targeted for those who are just now going to be watching season 2 of the TV show, and apparently season 3 has been greenlit, which is going to be scummy any way you look at it, because either you're going to have a season 3 of a show that there's no game for, or they're teasing a third game which is never going to come out, because I don't see Intergalactic doing that well. I'm reserving my judgment. I'm not saying it's going to be bad, but I'm looking at all the backlash that they're getting, and if this doesn't hit, I don't see Naughty Dog even staying open, much less it's not the same Naughty Dog that had all the great IPs that we grew up with Studio.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like Intergalactic, right? I think it was like the actress, right, came out recently and she said that the game is about a journey of a person who is lonely, and it's about being alone, something like that. So
but also Neil Druckmann himself came out and also said that they don't know the direction of the game.
Right. So when you are marketing a game, right, and you talk to me about journey, like, the first thing that I think is drama. When somebody's in the journey, shit is dramatic. Like, you go through ups and downs, you get disappointed. It's just shit that's dramatic. So they're going more for the soap opera type of video game that is very dramatic. and heavy on the acting and all of that, very artistic, very movie like. Um, and that right there turned me off a little bit, because what I wanna is some cool abilities, some cool moves, so that I can do with my character and fuck shit up. You know how I do. That's what I like. But at the same time, it could also be pretty good, right? So I don't know. They done good games before. It's not like this is their first rodeo making good games. So I'm just gonna give them for now, based on the trajectory, the benefit of the doubt. That doesn't mean that I'm super excited, because I was kind of excited when I seen the trailer. I was okay, like it didn't look bad. I mean, she's bold, she shaved her head, she whatever. But I felt like, okay, maybe she got some cool moves. But now they speak about being in a journey. This is about somebody who's going through shit, all of that. It's just crazy to me. But yeah, let's go ahead and listen to this. Holy fuck, that's right. I don't have the do I have the audio? There you go. How's it
Well,
sound,
you
Power
still
Boss?
got
Good?
9 minutes to get it.
How does it sound, Power Boss?
Nothing's come through.
Loud?
Nothing's coming through.
Nothing is coming through?
Yeah. You hearing it, chat?
Okay.
Maybe it's just me.
Okay. Hold up.
Outstanding. Kevin, well, thank you for being here today, man. We appreciate it. As we go on down the line, we're also joined by Senior Engineering Lead here at Bungie, Mr. Sean Chan. Sean, how's it going, man?
Hi, I'm great. Yeah, it's really good. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you for asking. That's so nice of you. For folks out there that may not know what it is a Senior Engineering Lead does, what do you do here at Bungie?
Yeah, I make sure everything works. So, like, if something doesn't work, Kevin comes and calls me, right? This doesn't work, come call me. Everything's like, call Sean if it doesn't work,
I mean, it's a huge undertaking, obviously, here working in video games. It's such an intersection between art and science.
In the house.
Anything particular today that you're really excited for people to see?
Dark Angelic.
We have a lot of cool tech that people haven't seen yet, like stuff that can happen in this game that we just haven't seen before. Right, so this will be the first time to see it. I'm really nervous, and I hope everything works well.
How's it going?
Being nervous means you're both excited but want it to go well, so that's a good thing.
Too, man. Long time no see.
Well, Sean, thank you for being here today, man, too. We really appreciate it. And of course, as we go on down the line, we're also joined by Marathon's narrative director, Julia Nardin. Julia, how you doing?
Is it good now? Let me know down there in the comments how you feeling,
today
how
we're
the stream
obviously going
going.
to get to show off a lot rather today here in just a little bit, but what are you most excited for people to see?
Oh man. So as you know, we've been treating this as both a reimagining of and a direct successor to the original trilogy, which means we've been taking that really rich, textured world building from the original games and using it as sort of a sacred foundation that we want to continue building on. And finally, we get to share some of that with our community today.
It's very exciting, and selfishly, as someone who grew up playing the original trilogy with his dad, it's been so much fun getting to talk story with you. Can't wait for everyone to get to see. Anything in particular, anything else that you're excited for people to get to dig into?
What was the original trilogy of games?
We've unleashed a little bit with the ARG and everything.
It was like in the 90s
so far?
or something.
If I said it, I'd get in trouble. So I think I want to keep it a surprise.
Fair question. All right, well, we got a big show coming up. Thank you, Julia, for being here. Thank you all, too, for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate it a ton. All right, we are in final prep now, everyone. So we'll be back in just a little bit on the other side with some marathon games.
All right. So, bro, just about to go down. I am excited. She looks excited too. So, what do you think about that, Power Boss?
I definitely think it's interesting because it seems like it's a direct successor to a game series that's out, or that's been out for ages, 30 years ago.
Yeah, something like that.
It makes me wonder what direction they're trying to take it. Now, as an extraction hero shooter, what they're supposedly going for, you were touching on the price earlier. And I don't necessarily think that they have to go free to play. because it's a unique idea. It's theirs. They're not in anybody's space exactly.
Yeah.
So
it's like
for them charging, that's fine. Now, is it a $70 game? We'll see. From what I saw from the previous trailers, no.
I think that they're gonna do the same thing that they did with Destiny, and you know what I'm saying, like have expansions and charge you for it, and give because Destiny was a free.
Like God.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. We can just I hope they free to play, because right there I don't have to pay the money of it. That's my, you know what I'm saying. I'm not like, I'm gonna play it anyways because I feel like, okay, yeah, like, you know, this is the type of game that I actually buy on the regular, you know. So this is like, you know, it is what it is. It's like me buying Call of Duty, or me, you know, buying a battle pass in Battlefield or something, because those are the games that I usually play. So it wouldn't bother me as much. But I mean, honestly, I wanted to go free to play. I'd rather, like, you know, I feel like that's a good act. Like, if they want to really succeed and see their player numbers increase, and you know, have huge numbers and all of that, I feel like having that free to play ease of entrance could be a huge factor. You know, it just depends on the marketing to what they're going for.
Isn't Marathon and Bungie one of Sony's biggest acquisitions that they've ever done?
Yeah.
For billions of dollars. I don't think they, aside from getting to be the publisher or 10% publishing of
Kadokawa.
Kadokawa.
Okay, so shout out to TJ Roberts. He's in the house. What's going on, player? He said, what will Demo cry about today? Because he will cry today. What would I cry about?
He's excited.
I'm excited, bro. Are you kidding me? Oh,
this game is coming to everything. It doesn't matter.
Don't want that I wanted to be a free to play because it's cheap, and Destiny didn't start out as a free to play. Stop crying. Well, I mean, Destiny is free to play. Destiny 2 was free to play. It is free to play. You can play if you want. You just have to buy the expansions. Like, if you want to go through the thing, but you can join the Crucible. The PvP part of Destiny was free to play, which is why they abandoned it. You know what I'm saying? That's why they abandoned it, for real. You know? But I mean, there's also different types of players on Destiny. There's some players who just play PvP and people who just play on the Crucible. You know, they have the challenges and shit, but I feel like that part of the game lack love. And you know, I hope that they, you know, that I know they like to do the PvP and the PvE both, right? So if they want to do that, like, show equal love to both, right? To both modes and both player bases, because every time you have a different mode in the game, it divides the fan base. Some people are gonna play capture the flag, some people just rather play team deathmatch. It's always like that. And there's gonna be people who play mix, you know, because I mean, as a huge Battlefield player that I played, you know, starting off with Bad Company and shit, I remember that we used to like Conquest, and that was the mode. When it, like, I mean, Battlefield Bad Company 2, we used to play Rush all the fucking time. That was it, Rush, right? And then in Battlefield 3, we had Rush at the beginning, but then at the end we realized that Conquest, you know, that was where the actual fun was. And then Battlefield 4, that included the 100 and I mean the 60 people battles, right, on console for the first time. That's when people started going crazy with Conquest, and that was the main. But you divide the fan base. Some people still like Rush and other modes, but Conquest was always the one that was the most populated, because you know how, you know, fun it was. Honestly, I was a shit back in the day. Yeah, that's free to try. Exactly. I like it when something is free to try, because like, I don't know, man, like spending $50 and maybe I don't like it, and like, you know, that sucks. That sucks. Spending money on something you want, like spending $100 on a pair of Jordans, and then when you get home, you put them on one day, and somebody tell you that they're ugly, and then you don't like them anymore, and that's it. You never put them on again. You know what I'm saying?
All right, here they're starting. Let's see what they got for us. Let's see if this is going to be something worth it to try.
regardless, Bungie is a Sony studio now. I hope Marathon does good. That's the attitude, man. That's exactly what I want. I want everybody to do good, man. If they do something stupid, I'm gonna call them out. But like, that's not what I want. I want them to do good, bro. So let's see. Let me put the audio back online here. Okay. These motherfuckers are gonna copyright me. I put the volume when it's time, when they actually show something. Okay, stand by, bro. Let's go. Let's go. Marathon time, Bobby. Woo. Ah, come on. I thought they were going to show the game, man. Well, let's see.
All right, everyone, hello and welcome back to Bungie HQ here in beautiful Washington, where we're coming to you live with the opportunity to share a little bit of marathon gameplay with you for the very first time. My name's Andy. I work on the social media team here, and we've got an awesome show lined up for you with a little surprise at the end that you're going to want to stick around to, so make sure to go ahead and not tune out early. But no need to worry, you're not going to have to sit here and listen to me. I'm joined by some of my teammates here at Bungie to walk us through some of what we're going to be seeing today. So, no time like the present. Let's get into the show. First things first, this gentleman here to my right, to your left, is Marathon's game director, Mr. Joe Ziegler. Joe, how you doing?
All right, man, let's go. A lot of pressure.
I'm doing great. Thank you very much. Like, super excited to finally show something about our game, you know? We've been a little bit silent for a while, but we're hoping you'll have a lot of fun today.
Yeah, we'll have another video in addition to one of just you in your office hanging out.
Exactly, so, I won't be talking for like 20 minutes straight this time, I promise,
Okay.
So for anyone out there that may not know you or what you do here, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
I work with a lot of amazing people, some of the people on this stage, a lot of people who are sort of in the audience here today. My goal is ultimately to take sort of all the ideas that we have, bring them together into a singular experience and help to deliver that experience as a single thread, so.
Thank you very much for being here today, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. As we go on down the line, we're also joined by a man who's been instrumental in bringing the worlds of both games and film to life, our franchise art director, Mr. Joe Cross. Joe, how's it going? Joe, for anyone, obviously you've got some fans here, but for anyone out there in the audience at home that may not know you or doesn't get a chance to work with you, can you tell us just a little bit about who you are and what you do here?
Yeah, so I'm Joe Cross. I'm franchise art director of Marathon.
Hi, Demo Flow Gaming. It started
my
out for midnight
to
today.
Sort of set
It's beautiful.
The tone and the vision,
both the
visual
physical
style
music
of
and art from the side.
reimagining
They're
IP
beautiful.
and this amazing game.
It's really actually enjoying
and then,
it, man.
It's
a good game.
That our world-class art team is set up for success.
So S-Bot is going to cry badly.
Thank you very much, everyone. We're going to have a lot to dig into today, so thank you for being here as well.
Thank you.
As we go right on down the line, we have, without a doubt, the most important Andrew on this stage here today, our gameplay director, Mr. Andrew Witz.
Stop that shit, Lycos. Marathon is going everywhere, bro. Stop. This is not about that.
Witz, for anyone out there that may be just meeting you for the first time, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, Andrew Witz. I'm the gameplay director. What basically means is I had to work with a bunch of awesome people to set up what the survival sandbox of Marathon is going to be. So that's runners, weapons and equipment, and the combatants, the UESC. They're going to be hunting players on Tau Ceti. So yeah, what up to the gameplay team? Thank you all for all your work.
Let's go. Responsible for
everything.
And
of course, last but exceptionally not least, someone who you've probably seen in Bungie Vidocs in the past, and someone who's been able to help guide design here at Bungie since Halo 3. The one, the only Mr. Senior Design Lead here, rather, the one, the only Mr. Lars Bakken.
Thank you.
Lagging now. Let me know if it's the
You could say
lagging,
Marathon's back.
You could. I'll leave that to you, though. Well, for anyone out there in the audience who may not get that reference and is just meeting you for the first time, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself and what you do here?
Yeah, my name is Lars Bakken. I'm a senior design lead on the Run team. Shout out to Run team, everyone that's out there right now. A lot of fans out there. So the Run team is consisting of, we make the maps, so the zones that you're going into we make the activities. So we take some of the cool stuff that Andrew's team, we remix it, we add the UESC in, we make them real difficult on purpose. And then we also have the contracts team, which are the factions, the corporations that players are sort of doing deals with because they're mercenaries. And so, and that gets a little bit down into sort of the missions and everything.
The only problem that I have with this interview so far is they're talking about the contracts team, the run team,
hopefully make everyone proud.
Actions team, and
well, we'll get into that here very shortly. But no, thank you all for starting us all for being here.
We don't know how many teams
before we get started as well, a quick reminder: do yourself a favor. Make sure you've got your Bungie and your Twitch account links to make sure you don't miss out on the Twitch stuff that's going on right now. And if you also go ahead and subscribe to any channel in the Marathon directory, you can get a special little cat badge next to your name to go ahead and show everyone that you were here today. So go out there, find a streamer you haven't found before, and make sure and drop a sub out there and share the love. And also, if you have dropped your sub here on Marathon the Game, worry not, that money all goes to the Bungie Foundation. So thank you for helping us help them do some good out there. And now we have a big show again lined up. We've got some gameplay on the way coming up very shortly. We had a chance to go ahead and work with some creators and press very recently, and we're going to show you what they thought of the game. And of course, again, I'll repeat myself, but we've got something really great for you at the end of the show, so make sure and stick around. But again, the purpose of today is to show some gameplay. Mr. Ziegler, I'd love to hand the mic to you for this next part.
Before we get started, obviously there's a lot to talk about today. We have a little bit of a taste to show you about what our game is about, just to kick us off, so we can put some images to what we've been talking about here. So let's take a look.
Let's go! Okay. I like the art style though. It's clean.
Death. The end of all things. But the dream is not over. My dream. Yours. Now. Run.
What? Let's go! September! Let's get it!
All right. Everyone, first things first, you saw that correctly. Marathon will be releasing just later this year on September 23rd, so you'll be able to ship out to Tau City very shortly. And in addition to that, coming just later this month on April 23rd, we're going to be running a closed alpha test that you can be a part of. Now, as a quick heads up, this is going to be focused on North America, 18 plus only. So there's going to be a big chance to play up front, but don't worry, there's going to be other opportunities to play later. So to make sure you're caught up with all the details and you're ready to go, do yourself a favor, head over to our Discord at discord.gg/marathonthegame. And of course, if you're here in Twitch chat with us today, then you've already done yourself a big favor. Members of our community and moderation teams are going to be going out and looking for folks to drop codes to as well to make sure that you can get priority access when the alpha kicks off. So go ahead and keep an eye out on your inbox. There's no exclamation point drops or anything you need to do, though I'm sure folks will do it anyway. But worry not, You've gone ahead and done yourself a favor by being here today. But let's get into it. What did we just see?
A lot of death, is first what we all saw. But honestly, you saw a first glimpse of some of what's going on in Marathon, our extraction shooter that we're creating over here. And it's got a little bit of everything. It's got some runners in there. It's got some weapons in there. It's got some crazy stuff happening, but yeah.
Yeah, a little taste of the weapons in there. You saw some alternate weapon actions. The flip scope is in there, so weapons are going to do more than just shoot, obviously. It's a Bungie game. We got to like really push things. Yeah, a lot of runner abilities are in there as well. The UESC, obviously a little taste of the UESC and what they're capable of. Yeah, a lot of awesome stuff.
And some fun world interactions too. Like there's that sequence where the shutters go down and then everything goes wrong for the team that's in that room. But that's, yeah, it's pretty cool to see those things.
Yeah, everything goes wrong, the Andy Salisbury story. Mr. Ziegler, so why are we making Marathon? Why is Bungie going into the extraction shooter space?
I mean, extraction shooters are something that are a passion of all of ours. Like, we really like the idea of bringing this experience that we've all enjoyed, which is this kind of intense survival-based experience where you are frequently unsure of what's going to happen next, but you're on that adventurous ride of it. You know, it's like, we talk about it sort of like it's a horror story that's kind of unfolding before you.
The release date
testing
is
yourself
September.
to see if you can survive it.
That's
and we really wanted to take that.
When they actually going to drop it.
I don't know, bring a lot more people into it. When you love something, you really kind of want to just, attract others to it, and so you can have a bigger party with it. And so, yeah, we've been doing a lot of work to make that happen.
Yeah,
that's true. I hope this goes on PS
Plus. Obviously, Bungie's got a long history of shooters, but this is a new type altogether for us to dive into. From your side, what's it been like designing for all of this?
It's been fantastic. So when I started at Bungie, it was on the multiplayer team, and I am.
So this is a lot of them talking about the game, and that's fine. We're gonna go back to it because we actually want to see what they want to say. But I wanted to give my first impressions of the game, right? Because I mean, wow, like that's crazy. I thought the game looked fucking clean, like the art style and everything, but at the same time, it looked very, very, very minimalistic. And I don't know if that's gonna be in a good way, because like I'm playing games right now that looks exactly like this. So I mean, that's no biggie for me, because at the end of the day, what I really care about is the fucking gameplay, and it looked amazing. They have like slide, jumping around and shit, shit that I like. So, I mean, I'm excited for that. And, I like how the environment reacts to what you do in the game, bro.
Against either the UESC or other players. Next, we have Blackbird. It's a very reconnaissance-based kit, all about like figuring out where players and enemies are in general and punishing poor positioning.
I think they're more
Glitch is like our agile disruptor kind of kit, all about pushing forward, disrupting enemy teams and what they're doing, and getting out and kind of having
the heroes. I'm sorry.
Void is our stealth boy, our sneaky boy, all about throwing down smokes, going a full active camo cloak. Into the darkness, getting some reses, and then taking some people by surprise.
It's like a medic.
This is our core 4 right now for Alpha.
Ninja medic. Else to choose from out of the gate. And even furthermore, Joe Cross, also, if anyone's not following Joe Cross on Twitter, do yourself a favor and do so. But you've been sharing some art with these runners pretty recently out there on Twitter with everyone. Before the show, we were talking a little bit, and I've heard this come up a lot, but you guys have been working off of this concept of graphic realism. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is and what that means for the design here?
Yeah, it's one of our ingredients that we've sort of conjured up to help us define the visual world. For these runners, the first thing I wanted to make sure was their visual
who gonna play that trash?
The gameplay fantasy.
I don't know.
Well.
I don't know, bro. We'll see. I don't think it looked bad enough.
I think it looked
unique
decent. Recipe of influences and inspirations for the reimagining of this world. And one of those sort of constraints we've created is this idea of graphic realism, where we kind of reduce the amount of geometry, we limit our materials, we use a lot of graphic design and color, and we sort of use it as a tool to onboard artists who are working on the project, and then
now the Xbox are going to trash the game because it's not going to be on trash files. Bro, who's trashing the game? I'm saying the game looked cool. What the hell are you talking about?
Designs.
Bro, these parties
obviously
wild.
The world of Marathon has so much legacy to it as well. As a kid who grew up playing it, I know it well myself. But what's it been like stepping into this world?
It's amazing. For art geeks out there, the sort of the father of the Marathon visual world in a lot of ways is this guy Craig Mullins, who you see art represented on the left. Started out as a fan. Then got incorporated into the IP officially by Bungie, and so his legacy looms super large. And we've always tried to, pay attention, pay homage, make sure we were doing justice. And you can see here in the center, this is kind of a proto-runner we developed early in the process to make sure that, our sort of approach to graphic realism and style lined up and sort of represented that. And then on the right here, sort of an evolution into one of our actual runners here, Blackbird, with a similar fantasy.
I'm sorry, none of that looked like photorealism.
So I think it's working out
no,
well.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think we're doing something new.
That's
the
fair.
left image is trash, and everything looks like it's
study on how to hold
a cartoony version of that picture.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
Is this
I
fine?
agree. Yep.
I don't know. It could be.
I mean, I like stylized games. You know this. You know, I know
Excellent. Well,
playing
that said,
Borderlands.
if
I'm
anyone out there in
not
Twitch chat as
saying
well has
that
any
the
questions,
cell
go ahead and drop them in.
shaded
We're going
or
to try
the
and
way
answer as
that they
many
colored
as
it
we
is
can.
bad.
We're going to
I'm
be
just
showing again
saying.
a lot of stuff today. So if you've got anything that comes
Yeah,
through,
he's
saying
please
is
very realistic,
feel
but
feel free to throw it in there.
so
Folks
far
on the
away
community
from what
team
it
are going to be
actually
keeping an
looks
eye
like.
out. But you know, we've obviously got a chance to go ahead and dive a little deeper. We've done some some telling. Let's go ahead and do some more showing by taking a bit of a deeper dive into some more Marathon gameplay.
Let's do it.
Let's go, more gameplay. This is what I came to see, bro. Show me more Marathon. I'm actually getting excited about this game, bro. Let's get it. This is my type of game. It is what it is.
Marathon is a team-based extraction shooter set around the mysterious and cutthroat world of Tau Ceti 4. You are a runner, a cybernetic mercenary who's given up their human form for a biosynthetic shell with unique abilities and stats, capable of both tactical and fast-paced combat. Here you'll fight in a crew of up to 3 players across a variety of zones and points of interest. You'll face rival runners in zones of up to 18 players, countless security forces, and otherworldly threats. To scavenge the remains of a lost colony for glory and fortune. The environments of Tau Ceti 4 are filled with weapons, materials, and equipment you can scavenge throughout the map. Before deploying, you'll strategically build your loadout and select a runner to ensure you're equipped for the run ahead. Your objective is simple. Get in, gather as much loot as you can, and make it out alive. Die, and all your gear will be up for grabs. Survive, and your loot can be taken into future runs as you grow in power and fill your vault. Death is inevitable, but it's never the end. Think quickly on your feet and outplay your opponents. And in your next run, you and your teammates will be the ones coming out on top. And even if you're down on your luck, factions can sponsor you with a fresh loadout, so you can get right back into the fight. Bungie brings its best-in-class first-person multiplayer action to the forefront. Dynamic and tactile gunplay, runners with unique playstyles, and customizable builds create highly dynamic and strategic team fights. Whether you're on a zero-to-hero run or high-rolling with powerful gear, you'll need to use your best judgment when you decide which fights to pick and how.
Because
no matter how geared you are, players with skill and strategy will always have the edge. Marathon is designed to be played in crews, with contextual pings, shared objectives, and down but not out to streamline playing with your friends. Death is not the end. And if you're the last one standing, you can overcome the odds to revive your teammates and get out with your hard-earned loot. And if you believe your skills alone are enough to conquer any challenge, we give you the freedom to opt out of crew fill to take all the glory for yourself as a solo runner. No 2 runs in Marathon ever play out the same. With dynamic events, variable weather, and unpredictable players, you'll have to adapt on the fly if you want to survive. Each run has a time limit, and anything can happen while you're chasing your objective. Looking to unlock upgrades or increase your faction reputation? Slip into the shadows as Void and ghost past your enemies. Search the map for rare materials and profit opportunities without being discovered. Want to push enemy teams and steal their loot? Bring in Glitch with agility implants and your strongest weapons to disrupt rival crews. Running support for your friends, grab extra equipment, shield charges, and a specialized backpack to be the lifeline they need. You're always free to experiment with team compositions, and the only limit to how you want to play your runner is your loot and imagination. Endgame challenges, ranked play, discovering secrets, seasonal storytelling, community events, and more all await you in Season 1, where you and your friends will start to unravel the mysteries of Tau Ceti 4. Remember, you're only ever one run away from your next big score.
I agree too. Whoa, what do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments what do you think about that gameplay reveal.
Let's get into breaking this down. So, I think for starters, again, as we touched on before the break, Bungie has such a rich history with Marathon. Joe Cross, from your standpoint, facilitating this gameplay with your art style. Again, what was it like kind of approaching this from your perspective? What were you looking to do?
Build on a legacy. The narrative of Marathon is incredibly rich and inspirational, easy sort of inspiration for art. I also love just sort of having the keys to this car from this era, working on a game from this era. I love older games. I love the way the games look from the PS1, PS2 era. So there was a lot for us, and like I said, paying homage to some of the great sort of iconic artists of the time. So
yeah. And also we had some keen-eared folks in chat. I think it's Joey Wolfinder asked if this is Ben Starr. Yep, Ben Starr was the narrator of that piece. Excellent ear.
Great voice, right?
Yeah, super cool. Yeah,
wonderful voice.
He's almost an Andrew Witz, but he does his best. But all right, I'm gonna put you on the spot with a tough one, Mr. Joe Ziegler. Who's your favorite runner?
Ooh, controversial question. I play a variety of them, but I will say probably the one I end up playing the most is Blackbird. Yeah, probably. Any Blackbird mains out there? I like playing Blackbird because it's a great crew runner. It's in terms of being able to provide a lot of information, provide a lot of support. It's also a great runner that's kind of helps to counter a lot of strategies that can occur, especially ambush strategies that happen. Also to catch Void out of position if Void's trying to hide. So yeah, there's a lot of versatility to how you can play it.
Very fun, Mr. Witz. I think you and I share the same main. I got to ask as well. Who's your go-to runner?
Oh, I split my time between Locust. I'm a very push-forward kind of player, as Joe reminds me all the time, because I'm pushing too much too
You don't
often.
even have a W key. It just goes.
I just love to go fast forward. That's right. Yeah. And so, that push-forward gameplay that Locust kind of has, right? Being the first to try and get a pick, seeing somebody out of position, going for that pick. Also, I like to play glitch a lot too. Again, I really love that disruption play style. I love just finding an enemy crew trying to exfil, trying to extract, and then taking the arm cannon and just knocking them out of the zone, and now they're trapped with me and hopefully my teammates. Joe,
I'm scanning. I'm looking for enemies. It's good, yeah.
To that same end, actually, as you guys kind of discuss the runners, Destas in chat asks, what's the pacing targets to the gameplay? Are there any movement or traversal mechanics?
There are a lot of movement and traversal mechanics inside of the game, but it varies. Your effectiveness varies per runner.
Yeah, everything we're making like a survival sandbox, which means everything kind of has to have a cost, right? And so if you want to go fast, like Locust has a super sprint, so to speak. They have leg jets that kind of come on to help you sprint even faster. That causes heat. So basically, it's almost like a stamina system, but we call it heat because we're these awesome mercenary cyborgs, right? Where the body overheats, and so this character has some mobility, but you overheat quite a bit. So that's kind of the cost that's there, and so that's what pushes us into finding implants that maybe expand how much your heat meter, and also give you more agility, so you can even go even faster, right? So yeah, there's a lot of cost in the game in terms of when we place a mobility thing in there, we really want to make sure. It's how does this affect the pace, and how does this affect the overall survival sandbox?
And to be fair, we're still looking at the alpha builds. We got to balance a lot of stuff because some stuff is kind of Kind of sketchy. Yeah.
No, it's no, he has a lot to learn. That's why we're doing this, right?
Yeah, I mean, and actually, while we're talking about kind of those finer details,
Thank you for coming through the stream, bro. Appreciate
is a
that.
big deal. What does that mean?
Have a great day, great weekend.
Yeah, and so like the runners are essentially like a base, right? And so each runner has they have a bunch of implants that you can kind of find that do kind of wild things, and like as they go up in rarity, right? There's a lot of stats, so you can increase your resistance to certain things. So like Tox is one, so you can essentially be poisoned, right? As our Tox, and so you can build up resistances to that.
Remake Station 5 saying
agility.
RIP
There's
Bungie.
Shields, obviously,
I got
to
some
make you a
thoughts
bit more
about like
durable.
what I see.
You have cores. Cores are really cool. They basically give you like extra passives. And at the base rarity, like they have these kind of passives that you kind of play around. At the highest rarity, they are specific to the runner kit that you have, the runner you're playing. And what they do is they really augment your abilities wildly, right? So you can, you know, you're doing one thing and then you get like a cord specifically for glitch, and now you're like, oh, my double jump is a triple jump? Like that's how much you want to kind of push that. So that gear really matters. And so builds are like
so you have to build your
the implants, the cores, weapon attachments.
That's deep.
Weapons have like a pretty cool progression too.
Deeper.
We have gold mods, which are kind of like the highest end of the attachment pool. They're essentially like exotics in our game, right? What is the exotic version of this Magnum that can do some wild stuff? So yeah, like really, it's the entire package together is what the build crafting experience is in Marathon.
That's super exciting. And actually, to that same end, we got a question in chat as well from, I think, Firex is how you pronounce it. How many players are going to be in each map?
That's interesting.
Varies per map.
Yeah, it varies per map.
Got it.
The footage that people have seen a lot of, Dire Marsh, we support up to 18 players.
18
There's
players?
going to be room for a lot of play styles. To that same end, I know we talked a little bit about Void earlier as well. Lars, can you walk us through maybe just your play style when you're approaching any of these runs?
Sure, yeah.
Or lyrics game.
I have to give away my secrets.
On the official PlayStation
so Void
channel,
is really
people
fun
aren't
for
rocking
me
with
because
this. Wow. That's
it
interesting.
leans into this part of my personality that is like very devious. And so, if you go on a run with me, I'll be like, hey, any claymores you see, let me know. And I'm putting those in my backpack, and I'm doing crazy things like, okay, so Void has a prime ability that sends out, I think you saw it in the video, it sends like a wall of smoke that sort of like your home base when you do that, it's a portable. Because when you go in that, you become invisible, you get automatic active camo. So I'll do things like set that up to make people believe I'm doing one thing and then do another. So a lot of subversive things. I'll go in there and I'll claymore the inside,
like
right?
If
someone comes in after me, they're gonna have a very bad time. But I also do things like I'll go to a place in the zone where there's high tier loot and I'll claymore it up and then, you know, close all the doors and leave and be like, I wonder if anyone's gonna show up. And then sure enough, you know, maybe 5 minutes later I see the shield crack in the HUD and I'm like, yes, you know, I can go back and see what's going on. So yeah, that's how I like to play.
Yeah, how about you, Joe Cross? What's your go-to?
Well, if you know me, you know I'd rather look good and lose. So I generally pick the runner with the coolest helmet, and in this lineup, I think that's clearly Blackbird.
Phil Spencer retweeted it though.
As far as my play style,
the marathon is
I'm
out.
typically just
That's
a decoy.
funny.
So
It's like, Joe, go over there.
Yeah, exactly. I am
look
the
really
worst.
great.
Yeah, exactly. Just stand in the open for a little bit. Yeah.
So that's the end of my run story.
Fair. Well, we want to thank you all for your collective sacrifice. We appreciate it. So actually, to that same end, you know, obviously we do a lot of play testing here internally. Witz, I know you mentioned you've got a folder of some of your best plays, but what are some of your most memorable runs so far?
Some of my memorable runs are really when I think I'm going to be doing one thing, right? Like, okay, I'm going to do a contract. I'm going to be going here. I got to go into this room. I got to interact with this device. And I think it's like, I'm safe, like I'm kind of doing like a routine thing. I can get in and get out if I'm like smart about it and really kind of listen for what's going on. Like there's no UESC around, there's no players around. And oftentimes there's another player, like the best moments is there's another crew that are going for the exact same thing. And there's this moment of like you're about to turn the key to get into a locked room and then the other team is right there and you're like, oh crap. Like, and then you're like, this is all out war in like a hallway that seems to be like a regular hallway, but now it's just like it just gets crazy. And so I think those are the peaks that happen where there's these tense moments you're trying to do something that lead to these very quick crescendos where, you know, these mercenaries kind of going crazy and like all these players are jumping in.
You make it sound like you're playing so carefully, but you're not.
Listen, the tactics are happening fast.
Okay. They're just processing power.
The math is going. Like, it's happening.
It's improvisational, right? It sounds like, I mean, runs can obviously entail a lot, but we also have a question from Sharky218. Is loot going to be just weapons, or is there going to be more for people to go after while they're out there in Tau Ceti?
There's a ton of loot.
There's a ton of loot.
Yeah, there's implants, there's cores, there's equipment.
There's grenades.
Consumables.
Let's talk about grenades.
Yeah, there's grenades.
I mean,
we have a bunch of different types of grenades in the game as well that you can loot in the world. We have valuables. We have backpacks. Yeah, attachments, weapons, materials, keys.
And there's a bunch of stuff too that we're just we call valuables, but like there's times when you're running low on money and you're like, I just need to do a valuables run right now, and I need to pick up these things and get my money, you know, into my space bank. So.
Space bank, yeah.
You know, that actually is a good segue from, and I'm not making this name up, Ballin' Hobo asks, what do I do with the loot when I extract? Like, why does it matter in the long run?
Yeah, there's a variety of reasons. So a lot of it was related to sort of our factions and contract system. If you want to talk a little bit about that, Lars.
Yeah, I mean, we've got this entire system we call factions. You're doing contracts, they're like missions, and you are being greeted originally by AI representative because you are a mercenary. You don't really have allegiance to anyone. They are going to pay you to do these jobs, and so they'll give you these missions to do. And as you're doing these missions, like Andrew said, sometimes you run into danger. But the cool thing about I think a lot of the faction and the contract system is like you could complete the download the agricultural survey from this one area on one of the zones, and you're doing the thing, and you've sort of done it. So even if you die, you've still made progress there, which I think is a really cool aspect of that feature. But then there's also this other meta layer where as you're working with the different factions, they allow you to upgrade yourself over time. And so you can increase your heat meter, you can increase your loot speed, things like that.
Oh, so this is going to be a case of like the more you play, the better you get at the game. So
meet the challenge of the world, right? Like
interesting.
Like essentially,
that could be bad. That could be
get harder over time, right? Which means you want to have more loot on you so you can survive longer. So just in general, be able to do fight all the different hostile entities in the world. Like get through there's a POI on a zone that's heavily fortified by UESC and all of the different units that are there, the snipers, the assault units. Like you want to be able to not only withstand that and players. So there's a lot of reasons why you want to get loot again.
And honestly, like a lot of the loot translates into things like upgrades, that you utilize through the factions. But there's also an in-game store called the Black Market where you can use a lot of your currency and things like that to actually re-equip yourself if you go on a bad run, or to upgrade yourself if you need anything from that space. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons to get a lot of good loot out. I don't think I'm ever short of reasons to get loot out.
That just says something else about me, though. I'm just a loot goblin. So sometimes extraction shooters also can be seen as kind of hardcore and maybe tough to get into. What are some of the things that you guys are doing to make them easier to dive into?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things that we could talk about. One is we are obviously investing, besides doing a little bit more onboarding in the front end so players can understand a little bit about what the nature of the game mode is. We're also doing a lot to make combat something that's a little bit more approachable, but also just equally as deep and have pretty wide things. But I think Andrew could talk about it,
Yeah, we want to make, this is like a Bungie shooter, right? We want to make sure it's approachable. We nail those fantasies. Every button press feels awesome, right? And so really trying to bring that kind of morph the Bungie action game into in the survival space where, again, everything kind of costs something, right? Getting shot, you're not going to have a limb system where your limb's broken or anything, but you will, guns do stopping power, right? Which they can knock you out of sprint, they can slow you down, right? Status effects are still in the game. And so if you are hit with a chem grenade, right, you're gonna be toxed. You can be immobilized, right, which really slows you down. You can be overheated. There's all these things, and that pushes you into using consumables and making sure you have an answer for these things that happen. So we're trying to make sure that you keep the depth of the survival game, but the approachability of the action game, right? And so that's how we're trying to marry that together. And in addition to that, if you have some bad runs, right, like, and you don't have a lot of, you see your loot kind of going down, we have the sponsored kits, like it's kind of talking in the video earlier, where it's a package of gameplay items like weapons or equipment or maybe a shield or something or consumables. That's kind of like the floor for what we think you can be really, like you can be capable in the environment and actually like fight other players that actually are kitted out. So you're never feeling like, the goal is that you can always clutch even if you find somebody who's completed kitted out in like really high-end gear, because that's your payday, right? That's like the beauty of the moment of like, oh my God, I took this player and oh, they have the best shield in the game. Hell yeah, you know?
Yeah. Hurts. I mean, obviously, going to be a lot of good pointers for folks at home taking notes for when they get a chance to get into the alpha. But we'd be remiss if we also didn't mention how a big part of what we do here at Bungie is working alongside our community, which is why we've also had the chance since about 2022 to work with hundreds of different creators in our community as well, to go ahead and get some of their feedback. So to those of you out there that have joined us, thank you very much for your time and your opinions. They mean a lot. But no need to listen to me talk about it. We actually just last week had a bunch of folks in here to go ahead and play test the very same alpha build that some of you will have a chance to join in on as well. So I vote I go ahead and let you tell them about it in their own words.
This is content creators, opinions.
Just kind of feel the blood pumping.
Got him. Down them all again and 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 again.
This is a new world. This is a different take on an extraction shooter.
No, let me get out!
It's game changing. It is literally game changing.
I mean, I don't have much faith in this, only because last time we had something like this, it was factions, and they said they were loving the hell out of it, and then they canceled it before release.
Well, but I mean, this is out already. This already have a release date, so have some faith. I don't know, man. I feel like the game
Daddy up.
has interesting mechanics, to say the least. But extraction shooters could be very punishable. You know, punishing.
Oh, we are bringing some money in.
Prevent a lot of people from playing it.
Quick read.
And I hope they have a good anti-cheat. I hope so, because the cheaters in this game
bio research is right next to us. You want to do the intercepts?
Yeah.
You just want to grab that real quick?
Yeah, we can do that.
You want to get going?
Yep, medal.
That should be a good one.
I didn't actually. I've not been there yet.
At least it feels like the game is gonna have like a good movement system. Like it's gonna like
fall damage.
Feel good.
It is severe if you
have that floating
payload
type shit. A little bit that you feel like you're like
I may have just
flying.
exploded my kneecaps.
If you dash right before you hit the ground, you don't take
it saves.
I feel
break
good.
the fall. Yeah. Happens to the best of us.
Then again, this is a type of shit I play. It reminds me a lot of Apex Legends too, a little bit.
Yeah, more AI inside.
Even the colors a little bit.
Little shrubbery compound over there.
A hostile unit is calling for reinforcements.
Sorry. Excuse me, sorry.
You good.
Yeah, still heading the field maintenance.
Yep.
It looks, at least when you're playing it like this with people, and then you probably have a team, it looks like it's interesting on this.
Oh my God, he didn't.
But then again, like everybody experience is different.
Are we killing them or ignoring them?
AI with a snipe up above is looking at me.
I need some bits ammo. Guys, follow me. There's a green punk right there.
There's ticks underneath.
Oh yeah, here I think.
Player.
Down one. I hit one for the kill, but I'm one, two.
Damn. Slap him really good. Oh,
down. That's all of them. Actually, you want to do the 18D? After here. Bad drop right there.
Either way, I'm getting shredded right now, so I gotta
clear the AI outside first. They're just gonna beam us if we don't get rid of them.
We gotta
Yep.
What?
That's a purple one.
Wait, the one is at fire like 5 knees.
Oh, I like that gun that he has now. The assault rifle with the rapid fire. That was fire. That was cool.
What do you have on your little guy?
Oh, one of the guys you killed had just been weapons on him. Poor guy.
Oh, mechanics kit. That's what we need, right? We just
Yeah,
just mechanical status effects.
I'm using it.
Yeah, I'm inside with him.
I saw the gameplay
When
looks
you have
decent,
the
at
mechanics
least
kit,
it's
it
better
does
than
take
Concord.
anything
No,
you
this
can
is
just
like
do.
1,000 times better than Concord. In content, concept, everything.
I'm unlocking the
It
box.
looks a lot better. I'm with it actually.
Yeah, dropping in. Take one.
Michael
two.
45 saying this looks badass for real. Yeah, this would be like a type of game that you'll probably see me playing. But that doesn't mean that that we're not gonna criticize.
We got
it.
long shots in
Remake Station
two.
saying snore. He didn't like it. That's fair. This is like I said, the game is not looking like it's gonna be for everybody.
It's gotta be.
I played one shield. There's a loot up there who's absolute. Oh my god, I almost realized.
Where are they?
But you know what? I
On the
like
balcony,
that they
like,
here right
down,
here on the stream
I got
when
one
they
knocked.
showing
I
the
got one
game
knocked.
and announcing the date of the game. They show you like a gameplay session and somebody actually playing the game. So that you get to see what the fuck the gameplay is about, and that the game is all about the gameplay.
I'm at Venom, not Venom.
You know what? That's something that I can get behind.
Yeah, I would say this
Oh yeah, there's a sniper. There's a sniper.
They highlighting the
It's a
gameplay more than the graphics and everything. This is not about that. And
I'm coming to you. I'm coming to
you
you.
know, I mean, that's right on my territory of games that I like to
Don't
play.
underestimate this guy.
Go ahead. Yeah, you can fuck shit up, so I like it.
Kill 2. I think it's 1v1.
Let's see.
Ben, you knocked one.
I mean-
I knocked another.
What I'm seeing right here, right now, is that it's gonna be hard to get my friends to play this with me. Probably my brother-in-law will be down to play this with me, but my usual friends that I play with online, that they usually play Call of Duty, Battlefield, things like that, I don't see them getting into this.
The knock I had
Just
was
because
over
there's a lot
here.
of
I don't
thinking
see
and
anybody over
you know
there yet.
inventory management and all of that going on, that adds an extra layer of you know in the learning curve. And a lot of people just want like, you know,
Right there, he's right there.
he got deleted.
Yeah.
Tell me if they red.
A lot of people just like to the easy access, you know, to the game.
He's holding the angle at a distance.
There's a lot to learn in this
Not,
game, from what I can see. The
not-
abilities, healing items, like getting rid of the secondary
yeah,
effects.
Player. I mean,
You know, you might need different items for each effect,
every week up there.
right? So
I'm underneath.
Are they where we got now?
yeah, I see a lot of people that won't like the loot system being that you
Knock
can
one.
get it without
Got
extracting.
one
Yeah.
left.
But that's the gist of extraction
Right side,
shooters.
like
That's what it's called, extraction, because that's the important part.
No,
That's
they're
how you
close.
get to keep your shit.
I got no tags.
It is extract or buy. That's
oh.
right.
There.
You got eyes?
Yeah, A1.
Oh, is that him up there? Is that him up there? Is he upstairs?
And that's right, Robert. That's what I'm
sorry,
saying. That a lot of people won't
yeah.
like it because it's more complicated and deeper than just running and gunning. It takes a lot of thinking. This game's not an easy. They're very punishable. Like the minute that you jump in the map, the only thing that's guaranteed for you is death. Like, you know, he just said it. So just know that.
I think they kind of built a ringer group. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty confident.
They built God squads, you could say. I feel like we might be the God squad.
That was good. That was a good run.
They got it floating, bro.
We got knives from AI and grab some guns.
We can go to field maintenance.
Okay, so
Yeah, loot container key. Isn't there one of those around here?
Yeah, it's right here.
yeah, the loot system looks complicated enough. It looks like PUBG type system.
Did I just hear that thought?
See, what I don't like is the look of the fact that you can essentially get one shot, and the whole thing is you're supposed to survive to get the hell out to save your loot.
And you can get one shot. Whoa, that dude got one shot in the head with a sniper, so that's how he got deleted. Because that's usually how it is in every shooter. You get sniped in the head, you're dead. I think he got headshot.
Yeah, but he just knifed the guy and one-shot him.
Oh, because I think that was AI that they're fighting against.
Yeah.
Stop sucking him.
There's PvP, PvE elements in the air. They're not only fighting against players.
You can't differentiate between the players other than maybe a name over the top.
I found a purple enemy. I heavy knifed it 4 times.
I think there have to be a
full
way.
mag into it.
And
I'm not feeling this game at all.
You're not feeling it?
No. It's like you took the No Man's Sky inventory system, the hero classes from Battlefield, and you threw it into a Call of Duty simulator.
But I don't want it.
But here, take
this. That's exactly what they're doing.
And the colors look like puke.
What's the question marks again?
I don't know, bro. I actually like this art style because I think it's different.
I think the art style is fine, but the color palettes that they're using are puke.
Yeah, it's like very, very like straight.
I don't know.
I'm fine with the art style. The background backdrops look great.
Flares.
But I mean, yellow on blue on green. Like, what are they trying to do?
One is broken.
They try to make it like really like futuristic type shit.
Well, they failed.
Okay, purple shield, I knocked one.
I knocked one.
See, got it with the sniper.
Found him.
Prepare for increased hostile action.
Glitch is moving. Glitch is moving.
You had a nice shot.
Yeah, Glitch is behind you at the moment.
That chick.
White shield, white shield.
Oh, she's scared. She's scared.
Down.
Rest.
Good.
Very, very nice. I called it purple. Yeah, I want the frickin' purple.
So hold on. That's the thing that I don't like. You have to wait for the things to load as you open the bag while there's enemies around you. That's not ideal.
You're like, I have to get this out.
Doesn't matter if I'm playing Lucas or Void or Glitch. If I've got a better aim, I'm going to win. There's no other extraction shooter like that where I can have that kind of gameplay.
When people find out about some of the secrets and stuff, they are going to lose their mind.
1, 2, 3. Playing so far has just
what
been
happens when a team of gear
refreshing,
vets,
I'd like to
fresh
say.
booty noobs, and
Everything's
crush
so
them?
really locked in.
What you think is gonna happen? You get deleted if you don't have a good strategy.
It's an exciting
It's gonna make them rage quit. It's gonna have less time for the game. You're not gonna advance.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people I think that are gonna be turning away from this. So I hope that they do have more modes, like a like a Destiny type mode. I thought that that's what they were gonna have.
Work with both creators and players alike.
If you're not in this game from the start and a good player at it and have a good team that you can do well,
but if you head over to our
you're
YouTube
not
channel,
going to retain
we have a full
players with this
20-minute version of
gameplay
that. So youtube.com @Marathon the Game is where to find us. Also, same with all of our other socials, as long as I'm at it.
I'm saying it's going to hit about
Lars,
maybe
obviously,
3,000 to
again, like we talked about
5,000
before
at
that
launch,
video,
but
we're
I don't
familiar
see it
with
getting
working
much
with our
higher than
community
that.
closely, but have we ever done it this early or at this
It
scale
depends.
before?
Like games like
So I've
Escape
been
from
at Bungie for
Tarkov,
a while
they have
now,
a frequent
since the
player
Halo 3
base
days,
too.
and
So they
Exactly,
see that.
but that is
even
a
since my
different
time,
style
we've
of
been really
game.
good about is working with players, working
That
with the
too.
community. It's something
And
we
it's
take
not as
pride in.
punishing where if you
And
die,
on this
you
game
don't
in
extract,
particular,
and
yeah,
if
we
you don't
brought
extract, you don't
people
get
in,
whatever
players
loot you
in
gain.
much earlier into the process
Well,
than I
that's
think
exactly
we ever
how
have
it
before,
is.
and it's given us
And
really
it's
good
both
insight.
PvP
You know,
and
we tell
PvE
them
at
when
the
they
same
show up,
time.
be
I don't like that
brutally
either.
honest, because that's
Yeah,
how we
that's the
learn. That's how
difference.
we understand what needs to change, what needs to get better. And I think
This
it's
is
been,
all
I think it's
around
been
bunch
really
of
great.
bad.
That's been a ton of fun. I mean, even again,
We'll
like
see.
these folks were all here last week. You guys were in there with them. Some of you playing as well. What was it like?
Oh, it's super exciting. Yeah, I mean, like when you have a lot of there was a combination of players who we've been engaging with for a long time, and some players who were brand new, and it was great to see sort of like the mix of the both, especially when you got to some higher level skilled players who just joined in and immediately got it and started destroying everybody, like Tens and Lupo was in there, and but yeah. Yeah, you had some pretty awesome moments, didn't you?
Yeah, so it was pretty amazing to jump in, and I'm gonna throw Nick under the bus for a moment here. Like, apparently he was on the team with Brian and Jeff Keighley, and they were not having success. Y'all were like destroying them,
Clearly
the
Nick was the
creators.
problem.
Yeah, it's probably your
agree,
team that
Nick
was
is the
destroying them. So I was brought in as like a hired gun to help get Jeff through, and
Thank you.
I did my job.
Mission accomplished, Lotus. Yeah.
Something that he's used to, obviously. Which also, though, you were saying you were observing a little bit as well, maybe not playing quite as much. What was it like, from your perspective, getting to see all these folks jump in and play the game for the first time? Some of them.
I mean, it was awesome. It's awesome, like playing the game for so long, right, and seeing other people play the game.
Oh no!
It's just a great feeling, right, for like the whole team.
Borderlands 4
is
releasing the same day as Marathon.
And in real life, right, you see people who are like being hunted by other players that take refuge.
Oh
by,
yeah,
like,
this game is so DOA.
Fortified area and watching the UESC.
So DOA.
A little bit. Moments like that was great. There was another fight that was like it looked so fun, but also hilarious, but also like really like it was like a great time, but also really tense. There was two crews that were fighting under the dire marsh map. There's a bunch of tunnels and stuff like that, and they were fighting in the tunnels. And the fight was literally like almost 1-by-1s, like 3 and 3, like constantly moving towards each other and fighting in the hallway. The person in the front dropping meds for people in the back and changing positions. And that fight went into
TJ Roberts
little
is this
vents
is not
as well.
Destiny.
So it was like this
Yeah,
it was
this
this
is not a
hilarious chase.
game like
It was super tense because you didn't know exactly whether you were going to get third party, and they were just the volume of the room.
In
They had
you
called
can
this
get
Destiny.
because they were just
They
like,
might have a better
there's another
chance.
vent right there that could pop up from there. And they were shooting
But
vents
in
just
Destiny,
like
you can
out
get
of
things
just pure
without
paranoia. It was
completing the
awesome to
mission.
watch.
In this,
Good
if you
balance to
fail
strike,
the mission,
obviously.
you
Yeah.
get zero.
You, again, we were mentioning you got to play. Were there any other
nothing, yeah.
creators you got to dive in with?
Oh yeah, I was on a team with Valkyrie and Katamina, and we had a lot of fun. There was like a couple moments where we bunkered down underneath a greenhouse in the tunnels underneath. Tunnels are dangerous and they were fun. But we basically created like a little claymore nest down there, and so we were baiting them down into it. And yeah, that was pretty successful. I'm telling you, the claymore strats are good. Yeah. Don't sleep on claymores. They're
Pretty
good.
solid.
Yeah.
Lars is like, I know.
Yeah.
So even in addition to these creators, the legacy of Marathon's community goes so long goes so far rather. As someone who's played a lot of Aleph 1 in the past as well myself, back on my Titanium G4 PowerBook so long ago, bringing in the Aleph 1 team was really, really exciting. You guys had a chance to work with them as well, isn't that right?
Yeah, I mean, it's super exciting to sort of connect to the heritage of Marathon, right? Like to keep that alive as we're sort of building this new world. And so working with the Aleph 1 team has been really awesome with the Marathon Classic on Steam.
I don't know,
was
man.
the release that they had.
The Destiny player that go plays Marathon is gonna be back out of there like
but
real
yeah,
quick.
both those, it's just been, it's like sort of connecting the threads, if that makes sense. Sort of remembering the past as we're sort of building this new, re-envisioning in a lot of ways of what Marathon is.
Yeah. Actually, kind of on this topic as well about the dangers of the world, we do have a question from Twitch chat. Are there dangerous PvE encounters? Obviously, you've mentioned that the UESC is out there, and you should underestimate them at your own peril. But can you tell us a little bit more about maybe some of those emergent threats that await players?
Yeah, absolutely. There's the UESC security units that are out there. There's a bunch of different types that do different things. So watch out for them. We also have ticks, which are these wonderful, surprising, explodey fauna. Yeah, they run at you. They run at you, explode on you, and you have to shoot the nests actually to get rid of them essentially. Otherwise, they'll keep coming. And there's a bunch of hazards and stuff that are going to be on the map as well. Like
Another distraction shooter.
Yeah. All kinds of surprises that await players, and in the alpha there's a few, but
what's the scariest UESC unit to you?
I don't know.
The scariest unit? Oh, the Ghost Commander for sure. The Ghost Commander, their ability is like they go into active camo and they actually have clone. They have a bunch of like clones that go out there, so you think you're not sure which one to shoot.
Oh, like
and
Mirage.
By the time you
Apex
recognize
Legends,
which one is
that
actually
does
the real
like
one,
the bunch of
it's like
clones.
it may be over for you.
That's
but,
what I'm saying. I feel like this
that's
game
one.
had a little
The
bit of
sniper,
Apex
also
in it.
love the sniper
And
as well.
as an
we really
Apex
want to have
Legends
these full-on
fan,
sniper
I'm not
fights
even
really
mad.
great,
because,
against the UESC.
that's different.
If you manage to really push them and they notice you're pushing, they'll punish you for that too. So
Bungie,
be careful
my
of
fake
these units,
Bungie's fuck.
tread carefully.
Not to be trifled with.
And the recruits, honestly, they have this rush down
We'll
that they do. If you're not too careful and knowing where they're going to be flanking you and rushing you down from, we're purposely making them.
This is interesting. If they had a mechanic like you pick up a code from everything you pick up,
out of the world easily,
that lets you forge it over time, I will play extraction shooters. Yeah, they'll make it less punishing, but also people who are really hardcore will hate it.
Also, too, we've got another question from, I believe, Shepsky.
Hard to balance that
could a TV
out.
composed of any number of runner types, like 3 Blackbirds, for example?
I would rather
Absolutely,
checkpoints
There's
within
no
the
restriction on
maps
how
where
you assemble your crew. You can
you
all
can
play the same. You
deposit
can
your
create a
loot.
meme comp if you want.
Like secure
or you
your
can
items.
diversify a
Yeah,
little bit. You know,
secure area
sort of
from
try
here
to
to
use
here.
each
Yeah,
other's
that would be
utilities,
great.
but we've seen them all.
So if you get this
It's been
really
cool to see kind of the different
badass
combinations
purple or
we've seen.
legendary item,
You may never know,
off
like
of
some
somebody
those
or
3
from
different
somewhere
like, players
looted,
that are playing Blackbird, they may have very different.
you want to
rules of
secure that
what
so that way even
they're
if you
gearing
do
towards in
die,
Blackbird, right? Like
you
they
know,
may be
that item at least
some of them, like
secured.
one of them may actually have
And
implants
maybe
that
have a limit on how
allow
many
them
you
to
can
go
secure in a
in
map.
active camo. That's not
Yeah.
a specific thing for
Interesting.
runners, so we're purposely trying to make it.
Yeah,
so
I'm
that
not seeing this
can
as a good thing
diversify.
I
for
did see,
anything that they're doing
like
in
the
this so
skill
far.
wall comp, which is like basically 3 locusts.
I think they're really passionate about it.
From last
though.
week, but yeah.
Let's go. Yeah. So, you know, again, obviously, it's been so
They
much fun
seem
to hear you guys
generally
even talking about this
excited for
game
the
and
game.
the experiences you've
They
had.
think they got a hit.
You've been building a world that's really ripe for players to tell their own stories in. You know, again, with the closed alpha on the way on April 23rd, as players finally get a chance, some of them, to jump in, what are some of the stories you're most excited for them to get to dive in and maybe tell
Oh shit,
themselves?
11 days.
So many. I mean, there's so many different
Open beta.
stories that I think are gonna
We're
that
out.
we're
I wanna
looking
play.
forward
I
to
wanna
seeing
try it
happen,
out.
especially ones that we've never even seen before.
I mean,
but getting
it's
onto
one
the
way.
planet, like honestly, just trying to survive amongst all of the
See how
different threats
punishing
that
it
exist
actually
there.
is.
The dying, you know.
Yeah.
When our trail says death, it's death. You know, there's a lot of death in the game. The learning from it, the challenging yourself, the getting back up and trying to do something new. It's gonna be exciting. I'm sure there's plenty of other things.
I'm curious, Mr. Cross. What do you expect?
No, TJ, there's no
I'm,
connection between
have
Destiny
the
at all
fortune
and
to
Marathon. That's been
launch
confirmed.
Destiny and now Marathon. It's always amazing to put something out into the world that you've been working on, you know, sort of in a bubble for 6 years or something like that, and have the players experience the visual world for the first time is amazing. Introducing
This is
the
very
IP
true.
into the world,
Hardcore
you know, sort of
players
beyond
are
the
only
game.
10% of the player base. I'm a hardcore player.
You know, sort
It's
of the
been
culture
proven
it
time and
creates,
time
always
again. It
excited
will
to see,
gather.
like, what
It would cater to the casual player,
fans
if
tell
not
us
at
what the
launch
game is,
eventually.
and what the metas are, and what the IP
Not at
is,
launch
and
eventually,
so
yeah.
that exchange is always amazing.
Yeah, check out the Discord. It's getting wild in there right now.
But like I said, the problem with this
What's any- how about
being
you?
the
Anything
fact that
come to
it's
mind on your side?
PvP and
I'm
PvE
just really
at
excited
the
for
same
folks to
time,
discover the content. and
you're
play
going to
with it
drive
in
away
interesting
new
ways.
players.
We've been
the
making this
longer
meal
the
for a
game's been
bit.
out.
It's
If
been
there's
it's
no
now it's just time to see
PvE
folks
only
play,
mode.
right? Like we've been making the sandbox.
Yeah,
for
they
a
should
bit.
have a
That's when it can
PvP.
build
Working
up.
together on all the
PvE
activities and
mode.
everything in the world.
Only
Right?
mode.
It's just going to be excited to see
If it's only
people react to
PvP,
it organically
PvP,
and learn from it.
PvE,
It'll be a battle
Then-
royale
To
extraction
see
shooter.
who's-
it's going to be
basically.
Fortnite.
Crowd favor. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you die, then you get nothing,
I have theories.
and you never advance.
I know you have
I was
many
gonna say.
theories.
Yeah. Yeah.
Many
Then we'll-
many theories.
Chat, Discord, let us know. We'd love to hear what you guys are thinking.
Absolutely.
But that brings us to just about the conclusion of what's been a very action-packed show. So for starters, guys, thanks so much for being here today. We really appreciate it.
I mean, thank you so much, and thank you everybody out there. Like, our team is literally sitting behind these cameras here, and they're amazing. Like, you know, you should give yourselves a hand, you know, for putting together. Also, there's there's an immense amount of staff here that has been super gracious and kind to come and help work with us on this. So just want to make sure all of you, let's give you a hand too. You know, you've been doing an amazing job. Thank you.
That's right. So again, as we noted at the top of the show, coming up at the very, very end, we've got a very special surprise. So go ahead and do yourself a favor and stick around all the way through to the
Interesting.
end.
Samurai
But again,
2029
huge
saying,
thanks, Joe Ziegler, Joe
Bungie
Cross,
no more
Andrew
after
Witz,
this.
and
Wow.
Lars Bach. And thank you all for being here today. And of
very
course, again, to echo Ziegler, thank you so much to the entire dev team here at Bungie. Thank you so much for being here today. Whether you're here with us in person or you're at home,
You
it's your
get to an
contributions
awesome
that make Marathon
battle,
possible. So
then
truly
get
thank you.
ambushed and
It's
lose
honestly
it all.
humbling to be here
Yeah,
today.
not it.
And again, of course,
That's
the
real
crew
life.
here, thank you all so much for all
That's
your hard
real
work.
life.
It's been incredible seeing this stage come up so much, or so quickly rather. So thank you so much. It's been a gargantuan effort, and it's all thanks to your efforts. And most importantly, again, to all of you fine folks out there for joining us today. It's such a privilege for us to get the opportunity to share what we've been working on, and it matters
Come on,
most
guys,
that you show
hit the
up and
like
join us. We know
button.
you have busy
Subscribe
days,
if you're new to
and
the
we're thankful
channel,
to be a
man.
part
Let's
of it.
get
So
it,
thank you for
man.
joining us here on this Saturday morning.
Really
And of
appreciate
course,
the support you guys coming
we
through.
got something fun at the end. Make sure you stick around for a little bit longer. We're going to be rating Scarrow and Mr. Raffle Waffles, Milo, out there here just after the show ends. So go ahead and tell them we said hello when you get a chance to drop into their chat. But as has become kind of a tradition here at Bungie with our streams, we've saved just one more special thing here for you at the end. Now, we've told you a lot about the game so far, but we haven't had a chance to really touch on the narrative just yet. And we're really excited to build a story that's innovative in the extraction shooter space, both in and out of the game. And we'd love to show you a glimpse of that now. So we've had the opportunity to partner with Academy and Emmy Award-winning director Alberto Mielgo to go ahead and show you just a bit of a snapshot of what life is like
Destiny
on
2,
Tau
it's not even Destiny 1.
We hope you enjoy, but in the meantime, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you all star side.
Whether or not it is. I could see them doing microtransactions so that you can get a boosted character, so that you might be able to survive off the get-go, but no. It's not going to be a good game.
Let's see what they show here.
All right, let's see this.
Yeah. So is it gonna have like a campaign? That would be good. Like I said, like if we have multiple modes, it'll be cool. Holy shit.
No, I think this is just explaining how something happened to the humans and now they're being replaced by cybernetic parts. I think that's all this is.
I met a traveler from an antique land who said, "Two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that it sculpt to well those passions red which yet survive. Stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them, lifeless thing that mocked them, and the heart that fed, and the heart that fed."
Welcome once again. Once again. As the new shell. Feeling.
I mean, it
They
feels
got like different skins and
right?
stuff.
Like a trillion
That's what they're
bucks,
trying to
like a
show.
trillion bucks.
Sakaguchi Genetics sent a reminder. Your shell repayment is coming up and will be charged against your line of credit.
Yeah, I know. Do you mind if we skip the formalities this time? Got a big contract waiting down there. So
Understood. Let's proceed with your grounding exercise. Are you familiar with this item?
That's my lucky charm. Yeah. It's supposed to be my lucky charm.
Yes, I do know it's a nod to the original 9 in Destiny. I have played everything in Destiny 1 minus the last raid. I didn't care to play Destiny 2 because of the crap that they pulled when they moved from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2.
identify her.
Oh yeah, weapon skins are gonna be in the game for sure. Like, what's the point? And he said exotics, so I'm pretty sure some exotics are gonna be locked behind the battle pass.
And they're probably gonna be microtransactions, just like Destiny 2 is.
Yeah. If they allow microtransactions to be paid to win, then this game has absolutely no future. I hope they really don't make that mistake.
What's that you always tune into? Worth anything?
I'm not saying it's not gonna have weapon skins, exotics, and things from the Destiny 1 and 2 games. I'm not. What I'm saying
maybe even
is
a couple of Halo weapons too, like they did with Destiny, that they threw some Halo weapons and shit.
But that doesn't mean that it's going to be free or just because you have a Bungie account, it's going to link it and do it.
You'll have a tough time
They're
finding
not going to do
fire.
that.
Good.
No.
Just make it a play, not pay experience. That was the most unnecessary thing that they did with that flip. That was crazy for no reason. I don't want to fight each other. Yo? Oh, they killed her. That was very, very confusing.
And on the pedestal these words appear. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remain. Nothing beside remain. Round the decay of that colossal wreck. Round the decay of the boundless and bare. Boundless. The lone and level sand stretch far away.
Blue and yellow all over, just like you like it, Power Boss.
Do you recognize this child?
I don't know. Is that me?
That's a crazy choice to put the credits or something. You have to join the Discord to sign up for the beta. And I think that's the show. All right, guys. What do you guys think, bro? I'll see you down there in the chat. Poke them, TJ Roberts. Dova 360, he's saying DOA, DOA, another one, DOA. Joe Fulton saying, Joe, that was mid for real. I'm gonna give my initial expressions, and then I'll allow Power Boss to, like, say his piece. And you also let me know down there in the comments, what do you think about the show, this Bungie marathon event. And let me know what you think. Are you excited for marathon or not? I'm about to go ahead and sign up for the alpha. Hopefully I can get in and I can test some of this game for you, so that I can cover it here on the channel and tell you what is worth it or not playing, whether you should be checking it out. What do I think as a hardcore FPS player? Because I think this is the audience that they're looking for, right? I feel like this is what they're going for. They're going for the hardcore gamer, competitive gamer for this game, just based on how punishing the game looks, seems to be. And I know because I play different extraction shooters, and I know very well what it takes to survive and bring home the loot. So my initial impressions, I'm gonna say that I liked it, right? Contrary to a lot of people, maybe even Power Buzz may disagree with me, and that's awesome. I would like to hear why he didn't like it, and that's amazing. But I like what I've seen because this is just like pre-alpha footage too, so a lot can change from here to release. They could just change the colors, just like Papa said. I didn't like it, maybe they could use different colors to make it to give it a different mood or something like that. But I think the art style is definitive at this point. I think this is what they're going for, and I like it because it looked minimalistic. And for what I've seen there, looks like the game is gonna run well because the choice decision with the graphics, it is not very realistic or nothing. So it's more like an AI, I would say, like futuristic vibes. That's what it's giving me. It has some Destiny elements to it too. I would say like maybe player movement. It's a little bit like Destiny. I seen it like kind of floaty. I was just commenting on it as we were watching the gameplay. I feel like the overall movement, player movement, is gonna feel good. The gunplay, I really can't tell whether it's gonna be satisfying or not based on what I've seen it, because it's something that you have to actually experience for you to give your opinion. But for what I've seen, I think that I'm gonna like it. I like the weapons that they showed, and I believe that the game has a good balance between what's realistic and what's not, right? So it's a little bit of both. It's sort of like a middle ground between realistic and fiction, because, for example, the weapons that they show realistic, they futuristic, I'm sorry, but they don't behave like futuristic weapons. You would expect for a futuristic weapon to be able to reload faster, to be able to, maybe highlight different effects in, what they're shooting or not, even though they highlighted that they were adding, additional effects, like, elemental effects to the weapons, just like they had in Destiny. But I do believe that the game, it needs to find a little bit more of the identity in trying to in what it's trying to do. I feel like it has some elements that they took away from games like PUBG, and I think Power Boss was the one who mentioned that he had taken the what is it, like the inventory management from No Man's Sky, and it's more like a PUBG type of inventory management. I did see when she was looting one of the bodies, which after you die, what you leave is a box, which reminds me a lot of Apex Legends, right? When you die, you leave your box, and that's cool because I love Apex. But yeah, like when you go ahead and access the loot, you have to wait for the loot to load and sort of like go into like a raffle, right? And then you get whatever they give you, like randomly. And I believe that's an interesting approach, right? But when you are in the middle of the fight and you're looting a body because you just need something like a healing item or to get your heals back up. And I've been in this situation many times because I'm a over a 2K hour Apex Legend guy. I play Warzone. I play all of this shit. So when you are in a situation that you're looting, one of the things about Apex Legend that makes it so popular is because the looting system is very good. You get into a body that or some enemy that you just eliminated. You stand on it, and as you were sliding, you can access the boss and steal a couple of items real quick. So that right there gives you more accessibility, right? It makes the game a little bit more fast paced. Now with this game, we can expect the game to be a lot slower because, okay, it's time to loot, let's hide and loot. So that could slow down the gameplay. So I could see why people will be like, okay, I'm not interested, because this is gonna be like a much slower pace game when it comes to the actual gunplay, like moving from area to area. So now that doesn't mean that the characters are slow. When I say the game is slow, it just means that this squad is gonna take a while to move from point A to point B. And why is that? Because they are looting, they are spending time, accessing the items and shit, and that could delay them from the trip, or maybe taking the decision like, oh, it's time to move. You know what I'm saying? So that right there could slow down the gameplay, and a lot of players like myself would actually get bored if we are into a match and we're looking for opponents and we don't get to see nobody because they inside buildings trying to loot, all the time. Which is like a lot of people, do, when they play these type of games. So let me stop the screen right here. Let me just, fuck that. And I see some people in the chat. Shout out to you, man. Like I said, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I see you, Effective 45A. I feel you fuck them. Vamos demo DOA. They want me to sing. Shout out to TJ Roberts is being actually active in the chat. Yo, fuck them. Space Shot in the house saying, yeah, who knows? I generally don't like the griffin that comes with these games. I'm not grifting on the game, and I'm not saying that you are saying that I am, but it's just like they given the
no. By griefing, he means newer players getting bodied by
griefing. I thought he said grifting. Yeah, griefing. Yeah, like taking advantage of the noobs. Yeah, like that's happening in this game like crazy. And a lot of people are gonna there's like in Warzone and not Halo, but Apex Legends, for example, you got people who got a VPN to go into to get into lobbies with like lesser players or people who just started the game.
I mean,
they call it bot lobbies.
They said it in the interview themselves. Jeff Keighley was having a hard time. We know he don't play games or play games well.
Yeah, imagine that.
And they had to bring in one of the devs, a ringer, to try and help him get through stuff to advance. Yeah. And that's what I think is going to happen. And that's why this game is going to die.
I see Mo de la Garza. I wanted to love this game out well till it goes free to play. Damn. Adidas 20, dímelo, papi. It was good. Good to see you, homie. Glad to see you around, man. Thank you for coming through. The pacing gets slowed down very much when looting, and that's why Apex is so cool, because like you loot and you loot so quick, and the more you loot, the better you get at it. So there's little strategies, like I said, that you running around, slide while you sliding, you looting, you did the shield swap right there, you turn around and you engage in battle, and that right there is a game changer. So they should have take that approach, but at the same time they're trying to be so different that these motherfuckers have the credits upside down. Like they really trying to be different. Made no mistake. And you know what, I can get behind that, because it could be like a novelty, right? It could be something that some people hit. Maybe hardcore players be like, oh shit, this is the game that we've been wanting to. So they get to, amass a bunch of hardcore players, which is what they want. People who are going to play the game constantly for hours and thousands of hours even. So shout out to Dan Lazaro. Thank you, Bobby. He said, biggest problem is it looks and sounds boring. PlayStation has a huge problem now, and that's people expecting everything they do to be bad. That's the death of a business. Bro, and look, I gotta agree with that. It wasn't until they showed the gameplay by the creators that I felt like the game was had spectacular moments, right? Like there was a point that he was on top of the truck and then he's getting shy, he's moving around. That chick had some crazy sniper shots too, so I thought that was cool to see. So it is actually until you play these games that you can decide whether it's boring or not. But I understand exactly what you're saying. This is not a game that is like a run and gun, constantly action. You're gonna have some down moments in this game, specifically when looting. And they also say like you have to do different tasks in the during the match, right? So that means like going somewhere and protecting an area. And that could be, what if nobody comes and attacks you? Like it just get boring because you are just like I don't know if you don't in Fortnite that when you take over an area and then you take over the flag, you get a bunch of loot, right? But the minute that you're waiting, it's just like downtime. You're like, what the fuck? And you jumping, looking around to see somebody come, but it's just like downtime. You like basically like a security guard at that point. It just feels like draggy, right? It just feels draggy. So yeah, shout out to you. Thank you for that comment, man. Space Shot saying, well, the expectation is that if it is not The Last of Us, God of War, or Horizon style game, people are just writing it up. And that's another thing. Okay, so let's talk about the good thing that this game has. First and foremost, this game is going to be everywhere. So that means it can capture different fan base. So this game for PlayStation players might not hit, but this is a game like PC players will eat this shit for breakfast. This is like the shit they like. I could see PC people getting into this more than console players. And based on the loot system, you can already tell that it's gonna be kind of hard to manage your loot with a controller. So that's that's just my opinion. It's an early opinion, right? Because we haven't really played the game. But for what I saw, I see a lot of, in fact, everybody that they show were playing on mouse and keyboard. If you notice, if you go back in the footage, everybody was on mouse and keyboard. There was no controller players. So I feel like, okay, I like the idea because Bungie
I think that was more because they were all content creators, so they were recording so that they could give their first impressions review. That might be
why.
But
like if you doesn't matter. If you're a controller player, you will go and hook up your controller. Like even though you're playing on PC, I mean I do it all the fucking time. Powerballs.
Oh yeah, that's true.
They were probably like it probably the game plays better for what I gather, right? Plays better on mouse and keyboard than it does on controller, and that right there could be a problem, right? Because this is like a PlayStation game. So the majority of the sales that wanted to be on PlayStation, make no mistake, they're getting 100% of what they sell here. Like if they sell on Steam or Xbox, they do get some of that percentage taken away. But that's not the point. The point is like I want to, give my respects to Bungie because they try to do something different. And, in the times that we live in, that everybody's trying to do the same shit, they're trying to be different. And, I respect it, because as a gamer, I appreciate the variety. Now, is this a good move? Is this a move that they need? They needed to be different now? Now? Or they needed something that, was going to give them something to eat, for a long period of time? Or I don't think it's the right choice for them to do this type of game, even though this is what I like, I just feel like they needed to do something more commercial, more approachable for gamers. But I like this type of shit. And I like what I've seen. So I kind of want to hear what Powerball said. And, it's just like my opinion as a gamer is one, in my opinion, as somebody who's like looking at the gaming industry, it is different, right? So the fact that I like something doesn't mean that I think is the right thing to do, specifically for them. I do hope that the game succeed. And, Powerballs, go ahead and do it.
Nah, you're fine. TJ, just to address you real quick. He didn't block you. He was responding to you. I think he left entirely. And there's no confirmation on the price, whether it's a premium product or not. Whether it's in Game Pass or PS Plus, who knows? I don't think it's going to be either. But if they make it a $40 game, then you're looking at exactly identical to Concord.
Yeah.
If it's a full price game, it's going to be quicker than Concord. And if it's free to play, it might have a shot. Yeah. I'm not saying it's going to be free to play or not, but that's besides the point. So my thoughts on the game.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you already heard my rant about the color scheme.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the color art style looks great.
Yeah.
It does. It does look great. But the colors that they're using, it just looks like it's all over the place.
It threw you off.
A little bit. The idea of an extraction hero shooter, the way they are doing this, is one thing. But like we've been going over with this whole time, it seems to be too punishing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to turn people off a lot faster and more, I think, than people think. So what it says is, I did a little Google search on what makes it an extraction shooter, right? It says players will enter a map and they fight for resources and objectives. So exactly like what you were saying, Demo, with Capture the Flag or King of the Hill moment. And then you attempt to extract before being defeated or the extraction timer runs out. So there is a time limit. So it's not just, oh, you're just in there. Mm-hmm. No, there's a time limit that you have to get out by or you still don't get the loot. So if you're pinned down in a firefight, you can't get out. And at that point, you're better off just getting shot and giving up your loot because you're not getting anything out of it anyway. It says high-stakes gameplay, the risk of losing everything you require motivates players to take calculated risk and engage in intense firefights. That gameplay aspect is perfectly fine. Now, it has PvP and PvE elements at the same time. Marathon will feature both player versus player and player versus environment encounters, adding to the challenge and variety to the extraction loop, which is why they said no gameplay loop will be the same way twice, because you can be playing with two friends, it's a 3-man team, but at the same time, those 15 other people that are in the map are completely random people every time. Players can acquire valuable loot, including weapons and gear, which can be used to enhance their abilities or sold for resources. So if you get a whole bunch of whites and greens, but you're saving up for a blue, you can buy for it by selling it, and that's how you get resources. We already know about the runners, the different classes. Each one will have unique abilities that they can do that make them, positive or negative in play. I don't like that it's only 3v3 or 3-team, a 3-people team, I should say, when there's 4 classes to choose from.
Yeah, that right there threw me off.
Yeah, I would rather it be a 4 players and maybe bump it up to like a 24-player lobby or something like that.
I mean, three is fine, and I'm guessing okay, this is the beginning of the game, right? And I feel like they're gonna add more of these heroes along the way, right? So it doesn't matter if they have 4 to start off.
Right.
I think that's
now. Here's the big thing that I think is going to be a key factor to a lot of it. Persistent zones. Marathon will feature persistent zones where player actions and events can have an impact on the game world. So, like Helldivers 2.
Yeah.
You fight out the Terminids and you clear the planet of the Terminids, and for a time the Terminids won't come back to that planet. And that's for every player across the board linking in.
Right.
So that I think is kind of interesting.
Yeah, it is.
That also accounts for loot.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that the loot is tied to certain areas as well. So you might find this weapon in this area, and maybe that area is closed because the enemies took over the area or something, and then you have to unlock it by doing and then maybe you get access later on. But there is one thing for sure: a lot of people are liking what they see. Okay, a lot of people are not liking what they see, so they divide it. I think for what I've seen on Twitter now, I'm checking the comments right on the Marathon page and everything. Some people are like, "Oh shit," I feel like this is a lot different to what we usually get, so I'm into it. Some other people have criticized the scale of the game, meaning the budget, because some of the maps look like very generic, like almost as if they build them in in a forge. Type of thing, like Okay, like they missing something. Like they could have used a little bit more of something. Like they look a little bit dead. I mean, in my opinion, I like what I've seen. Boy, I'm one of those that like what I've seen, honestly. So what are you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say, as far as map to map goes, I don't know how many maps they're launching with. Maybe it's just the one Tau Ceti map.
Yeah.
And it's just, every game is instance, which I believe they do in Destiny as well, in Destiny 2.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know that there's something that's missing. I do feel that what you hit on the nail on the head about the looting earlier while you were having to wait for the items to load in. That is going to be definitely something that is going to take the gameplay pacing very slow down.
Right.
And I don't see that.
Yeah. Falkland said now they need 2 or 3 maps at least a launch. Lycos 45 is with me. He say, I like what I saw. I'm excited to try it out. And that's awesome, bro. That's awesome. I'm glad to see that some people like it. That gives me hope. I thought I was alone. The game is polarizing. That's for real. The game is polarizing and divisive, which is something that Bungie didn't need. And PlayStation didn't need this either. But I'm willing to give it a shot. It feels like one of those games that you have to try it out, right? To try it out yourself to give an honest opinion. And it could be one of those that you play one match and then you get wrecked. You play another one, you get wrecked. You play another one, you get wrecked. And you was like, it is what it is. I'm done playing this game. I'm getting killed every time by better players.
Oh, you are not going to like this.
Okay, what happened? What happened? Pull it out. Oh my god. So Power Boss in the house here. Can you make that bigger? Pause. There you go.
Marathon is going to launch as a premium product, meaning players will be asked to pay full price. TJ said that it was being launched as a premium product, whatever that means. But they go into it here in a minute. But it's going to have a battle pass, 3 maps with a 4th map arriving, and if I scroll down here, $70 at launch, with no discounts of any sort for 3 maps.
They just killed this game before it even launched by saying that.
Yeah. This is going to be even less than Concord.
I just hope not, bro.
Wow.
You know what? Like, I hope not, bro. That's fucking wild.
That is insane.
Send me that. Bro, that's just crazy, man. Holy shit, man. What the fuck are they doing, man? What the fuck are they doing? Look, it is what it is. It's one of those games that I want to try out. I'm probably gonna end up buying it anyways, but at the same time, it's like, why, dude? Why? It's just like, how am I supposed to tell my homeboys, hey, do you want to play this distraction shooter for $70 when there's all the games out there that you can play, and there's distraction shooters too, and they're good as fuck. Almost for free, some of them, and even free ones too. It's just crazy, man. Crazy.
Okay, to address both TJ Roberts and Yo Folk Dam in the chat, talking about the skill-based matchmaking introduced in a year, that is not going to help them. And the reason why is, look at Concord again. Those maps were very large, but the pacing was slower than dirt. And you have 18 people, and these are supposed to be 4 to 5 times the size of Concord maps, and those are an arena shooter, and this is basically like an open world extraction shooter, essentially, in the 3 maps. No. It is going to be slogging through every single level. And this is made by Bungie, don't forget. the people who made Destiny 2 Crucible team. Crucible was unbalanced as fuck for the longest time. For the longest time. I don't think they've ever gotten it fixed for the Crucible team. So when you're trying to balance PvE and PvP at the same time, you are going to have to give one way or the other. Because if you make this weapon good for PvE, but it's shit for PvP, then you're going to have multiple loadouts. Can you have multiple weapons? What is your ammo limit capacity from weapon to weapon or in your backpack, for reloading purposes? Is there a reload limit? These are things that we don't know that we have to ask. And judging from everything that we just saw, because that was absolute ass in almost every exception of the word. Now, I will agree with Demo. It has some moments that the game does shine. When they first showed those devs playing it, the game looked great. The scopes were awesome. It had variety of what they looked like. The snipers looked powerful. But the fact that you can potentially one-shot other players, because if you get something over something, that's a slap in the face.
That's controversial in extraction shooter too, because not even in Apex, right? For example, which is a battle royale, the sniper is one shot. You get the Kraber, right, which is like one of the most powerful weapons, but still they made it so that it wouldn't one shot you. And then they brought it back. But the thing is, like, the stakes in Apex is just like you die, you get off the lobby, right? But the stakes in here are like you die, you lose everything that you carry into this map, and you lose it. And then you're gonna have to go to the little store and buy it, or you're gonna have to do another run and replace your equipment. And that punishing factor right there is crazy. Shout out to Ray in the house. Bobby was good.
Shout out Ray.
Hey, you want to jump in and give quickly your opinion on Marathon? Let me know, and I'll send you a link, homie.
But TJ, you're saying Concord can't be compared to Marathon. Nobody asked for Concord. That's why it died, but Marathon will be carried by Destiny players for a while? No.
Yeah.
Not at a $70 price tag. They are invested in Destiny. They're going to stay their ass in Destiny. They are not going to come over.
Man,
and yes, people will complain about Marathon and Bungie will introduce skill-based matchmaking. I hope it does get skill-based matchmaking. But you know what? That's not going to help it. Look at what it did for Call of Duty. Some say it helped, some say it hurt.
I feel like, okay, hold on, because I'm seeing somebody playing it here, so I'm just gonna broadcast right here.
Sure.
So while we talk, people can see a little bit of the gameplay, what it is.
Okay.
But let me.
Hey, welcome on in, Ray, and everybody who raided in.
Okay, so let's see.
Effective 458, you need to get your head out of your ass because nobody's even talking about Microsoft because this is a PlayStation Sony owned studio now. It was sold off and just go somewhere.
All right. So, okay, talking about Marathon and we're giving our opinions. Thank you everybody for coming. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. For those who are familiar with my channel and they watch my show, and they watch my content, you can tell, like, out of 10 videos that I make, 8 or 9 are FPS games, shooting games. So this is my shit. This is shit that I actually play, and this is stuff that I actually like. Okay, so to me, this sounds good, and I want to try it out. But also, as a hardcore player, I have an issue with a bunch of other stuff, like the looting system. It bothers me that you have to, wait for things to load up while you're looting an enemy player in the middle of the battlefield. That right there is crazy because you can get shot from every angle. You are exposed when you're looting, and it's not ideal for you. Also, giving the stakes, being so high while you're playing a shooter, a shooter of this caliber. Because of if you lose your life, you lose your items. You get back to the lobby, you got nothing. You literally lost equipment. You might have equipped. Okay, for this one, I unlocked my purple rifle that I want to use, and boom, you lost it in one shot. So that right there could be detrimental to the game, right? Especially for those who are not used to this type of punishment, right? Because I play Escape from Tarkov and I play other, extraction shooters too. And I know what it is when I log in that I'm bound to lose my shit and get mad. It is what it is. That's what you play. That's what you play with a team. And that's what you cooperate and you try to have a nice session. And that's what you have somebody leading. And, the whole competitive aspect, it gets deeper. But without getting into that deeper conversation, just out of what we've seen right now, there's a couple of things that we gotta say. And it's like, one thing is for sure, they taking a risk with this game. They are taking a risk with this game because this game is different to what Bungie players are used to expect. I'm a Bungie player. I play a bunch of fucking hours on Destiny 1, 2, and all the fucking Halos. So as a Bungie fan myself, because I do like their games and their gunplay, I think is one of the best out there. That like they made Halo, goddammit. So it just makes me like this is so different to Destiny that the people who play Destiny, I don't think this game catered to them. I don't see Destiny players looking forward to Marathon like that. Just because Destiny is a raid based game, is more focused towards, okay, let's do this level and let's unlock this rather than let's go in here, unlock shit, and maybe Destiny players complain about the drop rate of items. So imagine like giving the Destiny player that is used to getting rewarded constantly this like level of like, yeah, you're not getting shit until you finish the whole level and kill everybody in the map. So that's just wild. So shout out to Effective 45A. He for the donation, he said, Power Boss, Microsoft Studios are trash everywhere they go. Well, I mean, what are you saying? That Bungie is shit? Because I mean, it's not like Microsoft owned Bungie, but they did work under Microsoft for a while, right? For decades. So I mean, honestly,
yeah, they've never been completely a Microsoft studio. They've always been their own entity for the longest of times.
Yeah.
Do you even know Bungie's first game, Effective?
And now another thing that we've seen is the price of the game, Power Boss, which is like I dare to say, if this game was free to play, like none of this shit would have mattered. People would just like, wouldn't even talk about it. Okay, whatever, fuck it, let's just try it. But now that they're saying that this game is gonna be a premium price, so premium price, they talking $70 because nobody's saying, oh, this is a premium price and you're paying $20. No. This game is probably gonna be $70. I really, 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 really hope, guys, that it's not. Because if this game is $70 and it's coming out the same day that Borderlands 4 is dropping, a game that is a looter shooter as well, that you get rewarded right away when you finish a level and when you kill a boss and when you kill whatever enemy, any box you open got some shit in it. You know what I'm saying? And it has a bunch of replayability and seasons and all of that, and it's a complete game. And instead, you're going to get a game from Bungie that is extraction shooter, extremely punishing. It's going to cost you $70. It's going to have microtransactions, and you can lose your shit. Like, I honestly don't know what the hell they're thinking, bro. I really, really, really hope that they, go back to the drawing board with this one. And I'm excited for the game, me personally. But you already know my taste, and I'm also part of that 10% that is hardcore, that is interested. But I couldn't tell my little cousin, right, that is like 10, 11 years old, you want to play some Marathon? He's not going to want to do that because it's a lot of thinking, a lot of shit. Like, other games like Overwatch, Marvel Rivals, it takes nothing to get into those games and to learn them. They're so simple. They could get complex at higher levels, but like the entrance is so like simple. Anybody could play. A kid could play, just walk around the map.
Again, TJ, what you're failing to realize is people are invested since D1 and D2. If there is no crossover, like having a D1, D2 save file unlocks things in this new game, which is a completely different universe besides the point, then those microtransactions are only going to be for new players, new pay pigs, new whales, whatever you want to call them, where they are going to be the only ones funding this game. It don't matter what the store does, give a damn. Microtransactions are going to be the bane of this. If you load into Destiny 2 right now, like for me, my last time login was 2013. If I log into my Bungie account and load up Destiny 2 and I go in there, I'm going to have at least 13 plus pop-ups of, do you want to buy this expansion? Do you want to have this? Do you want to have that? You know, do you want to get all this? And I'm like, no, I just want to play the game. I have to sit there and skip every single one of those things. And if this is going to be the same microtransactions and battle pass fodder that they're going to throw at players, it is going to die.
Yeah, it is gonna die a horrible death. But yeah, shout out to Bilal Jaffrey. Thank you for this comment. And he said, perfect extraction shooter. Dream for me. So it's fair to say that this is his personal opinion. Doesn't mean that we have to agree, but this is like an actually good opinion. That's what I highlighted it. He said PvE like Helldivers 2. Destiny 2 guns, which were amazing as well. 3 mods like Warframe, and being able to change parts like in Tarkov and Cyberpunk. And I actually like this idea. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say, bro. We'll have to wait and see for this game.
The only problem with that, in all honesty, while it's a nice feature, there's 2 problems. One, it's that the loot loads in so slow, so you may not even get to keep it. And 2, you can't check the mods while you're just mousing over it or moving over the item, because that's going to take even longer, that you have to sit there and read every little part that's on it. Now, if you can take it and do it inside of there, maybe there's a little icon that they can put on there that say, hey, here's a mod on this that might be good for you that you might use on something else. But, it's something that you don't have, and this is the little indicator for it. So that way you know you need to keep that. But I don't see that working out too well either, unfortunately.
So let me respond to T.A. Roberts and say, Demo obviously doesn't understand the mindless loyalty of the majority of Destiny players. It's almost unreal. Yeah, but that loyalty falls on Destiny, not Marathon. Marathon is not Destiny. How are you going to, just because you like Bungie games doesn't mean that you automatically are going to buy Marathon, because it is in fact super different to any game, which is what's attractive to me. But I'm a hardcore FPS player who like games like this, who enjoy games like this. But not everybody's like that. Most of the people, rather just do a quick match of Call of Duty, do a quick match of Fortnite or Call of Duty or whatever. Space Shot saying Bungie was wholly owned by Microsoft during the Halo run. No idea if they were really owned by them. Yeah, I think so. They let them go. Yeah, that's right. They owned them and then they let it go. That's right. They were like, oh, you're independent. Something like that. Who cares? The whole point is that now the owners are, Sony PlayStation, and they had to deal with that, with their deficiencies.
Yeah, and nobody that was under Bungie at the time when they were under Microsoft is left at the Bungie studios now in this day and age.
That's it. That Bungie team got dissolved.
Yeah.
Shout out to Razer Ultron. Thank you for the 2, man. He say Xbox butter. That's right, bro. There you go. Thank you for coming through. Hit the like button, guys. Subscribe. Consider becoming a member of the channel, man. Memberships are open, and it's amazing. It's a good way to help us out. But anyways, guys, what a crazy day. Let me see what chat's saying, man. I saw another comment here that was interesting here. Yeah, Bilal Jaffrey, he said, but the fact that it's a PvP for me personally is DOA. I'm not even going to be looking at the game. And that's kind of sad, to see, because we were hoping that people were hyped for this one. But yeah, man, that's just crazy. Effective Fave saying Microsoft mediocrity AA game style. What the hell is it? Taylor Parker in the house, man. Hey, saying, hi guys, I don't trust PlayStation. Remember what happened to Concord? If the game doesn't work, they're gonna cancel the game. I'm thinking to all people who bought Concord 40 euros, and they closed the servers. That's right. They did close the servers, man. Oh my god. Let me see what any other combat. And look, a 3458. It's only PlayStation Fan here is telling you Bungie has been dead since the Halo era. And I have to disagree because they had a good run with Destiny. Destiny was successful. Destiny 2 was even more successful.
Destiny 1 started amazing.
Yeah. And Destiny
it was
2
really good for a while.
Destiny 2 got good for a while too. Until they released
Destiny 2's had its ups and downs.
Yeah,
and yes,
but they did
TJ,
have
I
some
know
moments.
that even if
yeah.
yes, I have played D2.
Oh my
but
god.
if it doesn't go free to play like within a month or something, or
P-Love in the building was good play. He says, so
What's
was
up,
it
P-Love?
trash or was it okay?
We're 50-50 split on it.
Yeah, I mean, Power Boss didn't like it, and I did. Then again, I said it because
I still say it has good things about it, but
Yeah.
some of the things that's making it too punishing is a turnoff for, I think, more than people are letting on.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, I don't see it doing very successful if they don't go free to play. I mean, look at what they did with Dragon Age the Veilguard. It was out, what, a month? And then they put it onto PS Plus and Game Pass.
That's true.
Concord launched everywhere at $40 and failed miserably.
I'm gonna put a little bit of a gameplay here while we talk.
Yeah, sure.
And yeah, I'm just trying to get to set that up.
But I think the fact that it's a loot extraction shooter, that they can literally one-shot you if you're looting and you're waiting for the loot to load in, and then all of a sudden you lose everything and you don't get anything, and then whatever you do have, you can take from run to run.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so much slowing down to it that if you just happen to get caught off guard, then you're all sorts of fucked.
Here's some of the gameplay that we're seeing here that with the creators that I thought that was the best part of the show and when they showed the creators playing, that's what they really showed that this game could appeal to the competitive hardcore FPS audience, which in fact is what I think they're trying to do, and I'm okay with it. But at the same time, it's like, do you really needed this, or do you really needed something that was approachable and for everybody so that you can get off the slump that you're going through? And that goes for Bungie and that goes for PlayStation as well. So in my opinion, they didn't needed this move, but I did like it because I like this type of shit. So that's the gameplay that we got in the background. I just thought that the game looked, interesting, at least. This, like I said, this is the type of game that I would play probably with my brother-in-law and other of the FPS homies. But as you can see here, like, we can break down a little bit of the gameplay as it goes through, right? You can see that the player movement is not bad. It almost feels like Destiny, that part right there. So you can tell, like, okay, Destiny players are going to dig the gameplay, but that's not all of it. Look at how many menus you have to open to heal and do all these things. Destiny players are not used to this. They used to just go ahead and heal.
What are those buttons across the bottom? It looks
Abilities.
like
abilities. You got shield,
sprinting ability, and shield ability. It looks like.
Yeah, you got a stamina bar. You got a shield.
It looks like quick heal is a D button.
Yeah. And like I said, everybody that's here playing is playing on the mouse and keyboard. So it does bring concerns about how the game will feel on controller.
Okay, so it's not infinite reload. You do have ammo clips.
Yeah, you do have, of course, because you need bullets too.
No. I mean, you have whatever's in the clip of the gun, but you can only carry so much in your backpack to reload with.
Of course.
So if you run out of bullets, then you're fucked.
And I'm guessing you can also loot up backpacks and get different ones with different, different things. Because he did said that you do make your character better the more you play. Like, you level up your character. So that's another interesting mechanic, but it could be game breaking. Because how you pair it up on top of like you got. Okay, so here are the advantages of people who play the shit all the time. They get the better loot and they get the better abilities for the characters. So the person who's new and getting into marathon, what do you get?
They're gonna rage quit.
Your stamina is short. You know what I mean. Your health is probably low, and you are at a great disadvantage if you don't play this game from the beginning of its life cycle, which in my opinion is a very, very bad move. You know, and it just makes you like a slave of the game, right? Like you have to play. Have you played? Are you logging in the marathon? Because I mean, you really needed that login. Because
but unlike other games like Destiny and things that have the same mechanics where it's skill-based matchmaking or something like that, in this, if you get punished, you get nothing and you never advance.
Grizzly in the house. Fuck them ponies. Peel up. See you in court. Peel up. You got a court date with Ray. Holy shit.
I don't think they will, TJ.
Look, understanding the house saying looks like anything else you can find out here already. Yeah, I mean, I was recently playing a game and it looked a little similar. I uploaded on Twitter. I'll show you guys later. But we can see in the gameplay. I don't know. It looks like it's a game that I'm gonna like just because.
I don't think skill-based matchmaking is gonna ever come into this.
I don't know. That could be another factor that could, prevent people from, playing it too if they have skill-based matchmaking.
Because sitting here for objectives like this for PvE content, and then all of a sudden, if you hear the fire in the distance, another team can just come up and roll on you as soon as you're done fighting while you're looting. And yeah, this is a disaster. This is when this gets to more than just enough players. They said they had 40 content creators. Okay, that means that in 3 maps of 18, that players are in teams of 3. There's 2 people left out.
They're usually playing the same people over and over.
That too. Now, when you start getting into where you're going to always have a full lobby of 18 players, this shit is going to get nuts. And I don't think that they're going to be prepared for the backlash that they're going to receive. This game is going to tank.
That's
it's going to get maybe a couple thousand, 5,000 or less players at launch. But this game ain't it.
I mean, they're releasing this in PC as well. So giving PC players $70 for this game when Tarkov is out there and it exists, it's just a really, really, really bad move, man. Really, really, really bad move. And I'm just hoping that they can fix some certain things, tweaks here and there, so that the game can succeed. But speaking to you, right, that you are not really like a hardcore player like me, and seeing your more casual, right, when it comes to FPS.
Well, at least when it comes to like Destiny FPS, yeah.
Exactly, like more casual approach. It just makes me wonder. And I'm talking to you, and that I know that you play a bunch of games. We play, Call of Duty Zombies and all that. I know that you're good playing. Imagine somebody who's not that very good and wants to get into something like this. They struggle.
And not invested.
The struggle that they're gonna have to go through.
If you get somebody who is only a Call of Duty player, only a Destiny player, only an FPS shooter, Halo, whatever, that is not investing their game time in other variety of games, they might have a shot to eventually enjoy this game. But if you're like me, where you're playing this right now, then you'll play Marathon when it comes out, then you're going to go back and play this some more, and then you're going to try to Marathon again. You're going to fall behind on the power curve. You're going to sorely lose everything.
You are going to have to be married to Marathon, and you're going to have to. But this is like the way. Okay, so Sony PlayStation, what they really want is live service, right? And what do they want from live service? They want people to be more engaged with their games, because their games in the past, they lack that engagement, because they're like games that you can finish in 10, 15 hours, So now they get a game here that literally obligates, right, the player to be glued to the controller for long periods of time and had literally like losing sleep over like, I need to like go grind tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Right? Because
now,
if I
they
don't
limit
grind, I
your
get left behind.
objectives, that's one thing. If you have like, you have to go on this map and do this type of an objective that's going to always guarantee to be spawning on the map, that's one thing. But then you're also talking about, you can always play extra after those objectives because anything that you extract with, you can sell or use. That's something completely different.
Yeah.
But I'm not underestimating the Destiny 1 and 2 community, TJ. I think you're overestimating them.
Yeah, I think so too. And shout out to Understanding. He say Bungie kill factions to give us marathon. Well, I mean, to be fair, I think factions wouldn't have been done that well either.
I mean, factions was at least being loved by the people who were reporting on it.
At least you really had the Last of Us people backing it up, which, by the way, they are like crazy. They're buying the Last of Us again for $120. So you really and look, the Destiny people, they pay pigs, right? They literally like they love Destiny and they would not trade Destiny for that. But I mean, you're asking them to trade Destiny for this a totally different game. That the only thing that you can tell that is like similar to Destiny is that one time that dude jumped. Other than that, it look completely different than Destiny, and I bet it feels completely different too. So I don't know. I like the concept because it's like something that I would really probably try. But at the same time, I see that how much trouble this concept will give to players on the long run. Because initially you'll be like, okay, you are in the map and you are trying to like extract and keep the loop, but like the nuances, right, that you go through while you're doing all of this can make or break your experience. And that's
now,
just
I want to know for
it.
the extraction part of it. Do you have to go to a specific portion of the map? Do you
That's
have
how
to
it usually is.
call it down? You have to wait a certain amount of time. Well, they said you have to wait a certain amount of time.
Yeah,
but
so
can you like just call it down yourself anywhere?
Okay, so free to play right now, we have an extraction shooter that's very good. It's called Delta Force. Okay, so Delta Force is a free to play game that includes a fucking. I had to go ahead and stream it here one day with you guys.
There's also Marvel Rivals.
Right. No, but Delta Force includes, right, a extraction shooter that is similar to this, but with less fucked up mechanics. Like, okay, they have afflictions. Like you get shot in your leg and you can walk. You fall from a height and you break your leg. You have to like immobilize your leg and shit. Like it goes deeper, right? In that sense, but it's free to play. Just know that it's fucking free to play. They also, while this game had 3 modes: free to play, extraction, free to play battlefield type mode, and free to play like I think it is like a team deathmatch type of mode, free to play as well. So all of this is free to play. Yeah, they do have microtransactions and they do have battle passes, but the motherfucking game is free to play. There is not one mechanic in the game that is going to make you more powerful than the other person. Everybody uses the same guns. Everybody uses the same armor. It's the same for. It's a level. It's a level ground for everybody to fight on. But now, in games like this, like you cannot just log in for the first time and be like, "Oh shit, you're not gonna play with my boys." Your boy already had that gun. Your boy already had that ability or that shield, or maybe got maxed out the stamina bar so he can run longer than you. You're gonna be left behind.
Yeah, in more ways than one.
Exactly, and it's just like a bad thing. But shout out to Ray Ray, thank you, man, for the 2. He say, "Don't add P Lump as a mod. He's a pony."
Yeah, P Lump is saying that he can't super chat you without being a mod.
Don't start. Just take him to court, and then
TJ, I made a mistake. Marvel Rivals isn't an extraction shooter; it's an arena shooter. I did make that mistake.
Yeah. But like I'm saying, like games like Delta Force right now are free to play on PC, and it includes an extraction shooter which is well done. So you are competing right on the PC with something like Delta Force that already has a huge player base that is extremely popular. and you are charging people for it on top of it, and a premium price, which could be very well $70 each. I just think it's insane. I just think it's insane to come over here with a game like this and not say it's free to play, not say it's $20 when we got games like Delta Force at the moment, when we got Warzone, which is free to play.
I mean, even Call of Duty.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Warzone. We got Apex
Legends, Black Ops 6.
Fortnite, even I think might even
Fortnite.
having the creation part of it, like one extraction shooter or two in there. Because
I don't see
let's
this
keep it real.
honestly
They have it
cracking the
all.
top 10 for any amount of time.
Okay, here's me hoping that a game succeed. That's all I gotta say. I'm hoping that they can some way somehow find their line or their lane, right?
I hope they succeed, but as of where it stands right now, from what we see,
it's
not going to. Period.
Like
they have to do some drastic changes.
So what we're giving to Bungie and Marathon is some constructive criticism. We're not saying that the game is trash. We haven't even mentioned that word here. Nope. I did like what the show. I did like the gunplay, but you guys, I play this shit. But like for the casual Call of Duty player, this is not gonna grab him. It's like I'm not doing the whole inventory shit. You know what I'm saying? For the Escape from Tarkov guy that is already used to one type of, mechanics or structure, he's not gonna be with it. And this is like I said, they being extremely different, which I love that they're being extremely different.
Yeah, but props to them for trying.
Exactly, but at the same time, it's like, whoa, you can be different, but sometimes when you're too different, people don't rock with you because you're like, oh shit, this is like maybe Marathon, maybe it's too soon for a game like Marathon. That's what I'm trying to say. Maybe it is too soon for a game like that.
I think at $70 price tag, it's a never. It should have never been.
Pilum saying it's trash.
Now I will say the color scheme, the art style is great, but the color scheme that they're using, the palette, that I have said is trash.
Oh my God, there's war in the chat. People calling Pilum Peponi. Man, Pilum is cool. Chill, guys. Don't give him hell. But anyways,
I'm sticking by my prediction of 5K or less at launch. It's not going to have that much.
I really don't want to make a prediction. Understanding we don't know the price, but they did say that it was going to be a premium price, which means that they're going to charge for it. So I'm expecting
no Game Pass, no
at
discounts,
least,
no PS Plus.
At least $60. When they mention premium, I'm expecting at least $60. I don't want that, of course. You already know me. I'd rather the game be free to play. It will get more players. It'll probably get more money, make more money, microtransactions. But the game is $50, $70 with microtransactions. It's just not a good look, man. And look, it is literally a new IP because nobody know what the hell is Marathon. Like only me and Powerballs who got great hair in our beards, but a lot of people don't really know what the hell is this, man. Kids don't know this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, yep, something like that.
Okay, so doing a search, if it has the premium label onto it, it's going to be $70 or $80 for digital deluxe.
Whoa.
So it will be $70, $80 for some sort of digital deluxe.
That just...
Or a deluxe version of a physical game. It's going to be $80.
That's just crazy, bro. Anyways, guys, it has microtransactions as well, dude.
Yeah. Microtransactions, because it's a Bungie game. Look at Destiny 2.
Yeah, it has microtransactions, guys. What do you guys think down there in the comments? Let me know, guys. Power Boss, man. Any last bars? Anything else you got to say about this before we get the hell out of here?
I mean, if they don't change a lot, it's DOA. If they stick with a $70 price point, it's DOA. If it's at $40, they might have an argument for more than 5K players. But at $70,
DOA.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. Oh, so I'm gonna say the game have a slight chance, right, of being of having its own community, right? I'm gonna go with uh it's hard. It has it's in a difficult situation. I'm just gonna say that the way I see it in popularity, right? Because the game, I'm not saying the game is gonna be good or bad. I'm saying popular opinion, people hype, people trying to play this game, people who never seen the game, seeing the game and being like, oh shit, I want to play that. That's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
For a lot of, because like, and before we go, we can go on Twitter, right? And maybe we can see some of the reactions, so that maybe we can, see the reactions on
Sure,
Twitter.
I'll pull it up.
Yeah,
See what
you
we
pull it
got
up.
going on here.
Yeah, pull it up if you could. I have them right here as well. Let me see, and then we go back and forth with what we find.
Xbox couldn't even wait 1 year for Indiana Jones.
Okay,
here.
so right here, my bad. God damn, what am I doing? I'm tripping. So let me present. Okay, so this is the a marathon bulletin. This is a marathon news page that I follow, that they post everything marathon related, because I did follow the game from the beginning that it was announced, because like I said, I'm interested in this type of game. So whatever, I wanted to be informed. But if you go here and you take a look at what people are saying, we got shit like, somebody said, don't listen to the haters. I think the art direction looks fantastic.
Yeah, the art direction looks great, but the color palette that they're using is terrible.
Somebody is not happy here and say, so Bungie's line started before the game this time. And
what does that say?
Here, I'm gonna say, thank you for your interest in Marathon Closed Alpha Test. In order to participate, you must be 18 years of age or older, and you must currently reside in the United States of America or Canada. If you meet these requirements, please sign to Bungie.net. So there is a closed beta, but you need to be.
So it's only for the Americas.
Don't worry, everyone will be able to sign up in the Discord tomorrow for a chance to be selected for the closed alpha playtest. And that's it. They say everyone, and it's only limited to the United States and Canada. And you have to be 18 or older, which is understand that part. I give it to them. This is an 18-year-old game, so definitely not for everybody. When they say everybody, they meant to say people 18. People who are within the range of the rating of the game, right? So somebody else is excited. Say Bungie's back on the menu.
Here we go. Here's from the actual live stream chat.
This one says, so is this what the microtransaction spam of Destiny 2 paid for? Let me make it a little bit bigger so you guys can see. There you go. So tough. Oh boy. Somebody say PC gamers own Sony DOA. Destiny knockoff, which I didn't see that there.
No, it wasn't.
It looks totally different. I mean, the gunplay and the character movement, I could see some resemblance, but like it definitely doesn't look like Destiny. This one right here, Carlos, shout out to him. For some reason, I was expecting a movement shooter, and that's another huge thing that I forgot to mention. Shout out to him for bringing out. I saw the movement being kind of slow. I did see somebody sliding, whoa, and it was crazy. But that was about the only movement thing that I seen. And I feel like a game like this, you need
grappling hook or jump jets. They mentioned
exactly. You need something like that, some traversal stuff to make you go around the map faster. We do know that there's legends, or how you call it, like new heroes coming, so they might have these type of abilities later on. So I mean, I would say that they will probably add it in the future, right? So now it makes complete sense why this was shown off on a Saturday. Yeah, absolute ass. Mm-hmm. So this is not me. This is people who are subscribed to his follow this page. that is like people who are hyped for marathon and interested in marathon. This is not marathon haters. This is people who are actually interested in this topic, and they follow this page.
Oh yeah, and Reku right there brings up a very good point. With the way this game is, there is no offline mode.
Mm-hmm.
So being completely and all offline,
no campaign.
Yeah, all hype is gone because if DRM is installed, PC players ain't gonna have it.
Yep. And you know the thing, bro, that I feel like this game would have hit a different if the game was shown with a single player campaign, and then add this as the multiplayer. And that would have been, I think that would have been great. It would have given more value to this game. And justify maybe I can charge you $50, $60 for this game because it actually has content. But launching this game with like 3 or 4 maps, it's just bad. It's just bad because people would get bored really, really quick. And I know the maps are huge, but 4 maps, I mean, for God's sakes, man, Battlefield launches with like 10 maps or something, usually.
TJ, I'm not saying that the colorblind options will fix the color schemes that they're choosing because I'm partially colorblind. I can tell the difference between a red and a blue. What I can't tell the difference is between different shades of red or blue.
Check it out. Somebody say everything about this game looks terrible.
Like I said, I've given them props. The color art style is nice. But nice. The color scheme that they're using of the colors, having so many different ones, are not complementary of each other.
Somebody agree with you about both couch or gaming, say ugly graphic design. Look without soul, somebody says. Does this game take place in an alternative universe where all men are dead or something? Looks like a fan-made Destiny 2 PvP mod. Wow. Looks like the finals, but even more futuristic. Pretty fucking mid. And I did see some of the final resemblance, right? I did mention it during the live stream that it looked a little bit like the finals. Some of the player movement and stuff too. I don't know, bro. It's crazy. Looks boring. Doesn't look as good as I had hope. But we will see the gameplay. What we see in the gameplay, it's actually in there, buddy. Wow, somebody said you made this account for nothing, man. Why did they even do this? Wow, that's a strong comment.
You're gonna have to dedicate your life to the game.
Somebody say it looks good. This doesn't look good at all. So look right here, 2 comments within the same minute, basically, and it looked good, and the other one say this don't look good at all, which is like what we're saying that this game is polarizing. Look, another Concord type situation. This is not Xbox guys. This is not, marathon haters. This is people who are literally interested in this. Look, Throne makes Apex, meets women only, looks awful. So these guys don't give a full attention to Destiny for this. We have to see the full game and test, but doesn't look good. Hardcore Destiny gamer right here, based on this comment, is complaining that Destiny is being left off with this bullshit. So they might trying to get the gold. They are going to lose the bronze and the silver that they have with Destiny. So they shouldn't let Destiny go. That's forever their cash cow. I would say continue to work on Destiny 2 and even start right now working on Destiny 3 because I think like that's where all your eggs needs to go.
TJ, that comment right there just proves my point. They are not going to give up Destiny 2 for something that looks like what this is showing up as.
Yeah.
They got to do some drastic changes before anything.
Another comment right here, bro, because the thing with fanboys, right? They think that their opinion represents everybody's opinion, right? So I did the right thing. I said that I like the game as a hardcore FPS shooter fan, but I also understand, right, and say why some people may not be attracted to the game as much as I am. Now, you see.
Okay, I have confirmation real quick. 1 second. Paul Tassi says that he has contacted Marathon themselves and has confirmed that a premium title is not $70. It is not going to be a full-priced game. So it's probably going to be literally Concord 2.0 at $40.
$40. Well, boy, I mean, $40 is better than $70. I'm gonna tell you that. But it's still steep price for a game that should have been free to play. I mean, that's just the way I see it. Okay, so somebody here saying I give it 2 weeks before it's dead. Y'all should be focusing on making Destiny 3. And that's right there. Look, there you go. They're asking you for Destiny 3 and you give it Marathon, bro. Come on, man. Chill. That's sexy. I love being a god in your franchises. He liked it. Somebody said this shit looked like some hot ass. Somebody, Cuban Play 81, shout out to my homie from Cuba. He say, Roblox shoot suit. He looks like a Roblox mod. That's what it called.
No, there's not going to be a $70 version of the game at all, TJ. It's literally just going to be whatever it comes out as. There's going to be one edition. That's it.
Look, another gamer here said, just gonna say I hated Apex Legends. I'm gonna leave it at that. You see, the fact that he reminds you of different games, it could lead to this. It could lead to this. Somebody saying this looks so ass. So more Bungie's love. Somebody say it looks fucking cool. This look ass. Hello Destiny 3. Somebody say this is in Spanish. You were born, but I just see a corpse.
Damn.
You know? That stuff. Concord 2 looks kind of ass. Somebody say, okay, game of the year worthy, a fucking breath of fresh air. I agree with a fucking breath of fresh air because I think that's exactly what this game is.
Unique.
But
I don't see it doing well.
Yeah, I don't see him being that successful. Based on that, just because, bro, guys, come on. People like the same shit. When you are creative, people don't like it. Look at, like, if you go ahead and pay attention to music, the one song that you listen might sound the same as another song that you already listened to. In a structure and maybe even in sound, it's comparable. And it's just because people like what they're familiar with. And that's just crazy. But down there in the comments, let me know, guys, because I'm reading the comments that people did on Twitter, but I honestly don't give that much of a fuck about it. I actually care about what you have to say, you guys that are watching. So let me know, is this a win or actually, let me go ahead and do a poll, bro.
Bong Hit says it perfectly. It looks like a worse version of Destiny mixed with Fortnite. And Jacob is right that they're still working on gummy bears within Bungie. So there ain't going to be nothing coming out from this aside from maybe the additional singular character or singular map. And then this game is going to go by the wayside for quite a while.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I wanted to go over here and see. Damn, what the hell do you make a poll? I was trying to make a poll here on YouTube.
It's /poll in the chat. Should do it.
That?
No, it didn't work.
No, it didn't work. Fuck it. Okay, let me know on that in the comments. Let me know on that in the comments. What do you think about Bungie and the reveal of Marathon? We did pull out some gameplay here.
That I'm gonna go ahead and. If you look at my present, somebody was streaming the Spanish live stream on Twitch, I guess.
Okay.
And the chat wasn't having it at all.
Down. The chat, the Spanish people, the Latinos, they don't like it.
It's chat and direct. YouTuber says hashtag Destiny 3 when. Blackjack Zephyr. This is just sci-fi Tarkov. Gross.
Yeah.
No solo matchmaking. The Division Dark Zone, basically. Ben Starr is a voice in it. He's in everything right now. It's like Fortnite meets Overwatch meets a generic hero shooter. Nothing is unique. Bungie on its way to kill all the good IPs. Fail.
You can make it.
I tried.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
But
wow.
Yeah, fail. This chat is so smooth-brained, it's crazy. Weather, boring graphics. Now, the whole bringing in weapon effects, like being burned, being poisoned.
Yeah.
That's literally Destiny mechanics.
Yeah, that it is. That they brought that from Destiny as well. Well, not that it only belonged to Destiny. That's literally in a lot of like FPS, like Borderlands, for example, has that, and it's releasing the same day, and it's gonna give you a full story, and replayability as well because they do have more modes.
I
Hi,
think with everything that this game is offering and showing and showcasing and what they're saying about the game and the release date, it's going to release at the same time as Borderlands 4. Same exact day. I can see this game flopping majorly, and it's going to be almost Concord levels of epic failure, and Bungie will be gone and completely absorbed by Sony early next year.
Wow. So Ultra Dark Slayer here with the chat, he say it's a clone from other free to play games. It's not worth it. Yeah, you might be right, man. You might be right. I think we know that Destiny 2 revenues bought Peter Parsons cars. That's right. Yeah, remember the scandal, Peter Parsons? That was crazy. And Space Shot says something here that that makes sense. If they come in at Tarkov level pricing, then that makes more sense. But would that make sense to the PC player that have access to Tarkov, or only to the console gamer that don't have access to Tarkov yet? So that's another thing. The game is divisive, and it needs to triumph on PC. This game is literally, this is where PC people live, on extraction shooters. This is not for console gamers. And the fact that you're adding DRM and all these things in the games, and doing a lot of stuff that PC gamers don't like microtransactions for full price games, is crazy. That's not gonna sit well.
I can see this getting boring real fast. Somehow made it look bland. Bungie is cooked.
Hey, shout out to Jacob Novik, man. Thank you. Thank you for coming. He said, remember, Bungie is still working on gummy bears. Gummy bears, remember that?
Absolute flop slop.
Oh, a Destiny remaster was rumored. Okay, I would like to see that. I would like to see that. It makes sense. It could use a remaster. That actually is a game that makes sense. Do a remake of Destiny. Just do Destiny prequel.
Yeah, they're gonna probably make it PS exclusive, and it's still going to fail.
I mean, if they do that, they know they're not going to make any money.
Isn't Destiny 1 still using Xbox servers, Azure servers?
I think so. Okay, so question: if this or Gummy Bears fails, I'm not saying it will be. Do you think Bungie will close? There you go.
That was what my response was to while I was reading it. TJ, I don't think that the game is going to have more than 5K players. Honestly, Concord had barely a couple 200, or was it 400? Something like that. It was the bigger failure than E.T. from the Atari. That's how bad it was.
Yeah,
I think it's going to do better than Concord, but it's not going to do anything. It's going to be Dragon Age level of Veilguard.
Aye, guys. Well,
Jacob. Exactly the same day, September 23rd.
It's been a great stream, right? One thing we know for sure, and we're going to conclude the show here, we can tell that, Marathon is polarizing, right? That's the conclusion of the show. Some people like it, some people don't. And this is not what Bungie needed or PlayStation needed. They needed a hit right now. They can't fail because of the position that they're in. And look, as a gamer, I want to see this game triumph and gain a massive amount of players. But also, as a realistic person, I don't see this happening given on how punishing this game could be. So that's just my take on it. I like what I'm saying. I think that it's going to be fun for me personally. But at the same time, if I was the one running the marketing for this game, and my money's on the line, I wouldn't release this type of game because I know that it will be hard for people to get into. So what you need to do, Bungie, is to give people more, like something more accessible. I love the fact that they went out of the way and did try something different. I do love that, bro. Like let's keep it real, because in a world of gaming that everything is trying to be everything, the fact that they sort of cook up their own fucked up formula or take on Tarkov with a twist or something, it just I think it's refreshing. But at the same time, it's like, and I go back and forth from this. I don't think it's the right decision. I like it, and we'll see. I'm gonna try to get into the alpha, but as what's being mentioned before, it's gonna be extremely hard to get into alpha. You have to join the server, and they will probably have to pick and choose. They probably don't have that many codes to give away, so it'll be like a more closed and exclusive alpha, which suck. I think at this point they should have do like an open type thing to allow everybody to to go ahead and give it a shot. Look at the chat. Look, 98% of the comments on the Xbox sponsored video are negative as well. But well, that might be biased too because of how people feel about Bungie, right? Not fucking with Xbox anymore. So I mean, I'm just giving you my opinion on biased opinion. Biased opinion because I like the game, right? In this case, I like this type of games. And as a person who play FPS, and if you play FPS, you probably have my opinion in high regards because I may think alike, but this is not the right move right now, man. This is not. So, Powerballs, any last bars that you got to drop in here, man?
I was just going to take a look at the gameplay comments, see what some of them are actually saying.
That's what I just had on screen right now.
I've played enough Destiny to recognize that Cabal jump animation at 1:04.
Damn.
Welcome back to the Psycho Frontier. The reused Titan Punch animation gave me such a good chuckle.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're literally reusing a whole bunch of assets from previous
installments. Yeah.
So
like some of the abilities too. Yeah. I didn't notice that.
I don't think that this is going to be anywhere near of as success as they're thinking or Sony needs it to be.
Yeah, this is not.
I'm hoping I'm wrong. Yeah, TJ, you subbed, and whether demo is live launch day or that following Friday, we will see.
No, you believe that shit? I'm gonna be playing this game. I'm gonna be playing the game in the channel because I think it needs to be okay. Somebody needs to take the hit.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to take the hit. I'm not doing it to support the developers. I'm just doing because I feel like for people who are on the fence, they deserve.
You're excited about it. That's a valid criticism.
Yep.
So you're going to give it a fair shot.
I'm going to give it a fair shot, but I'm doing it for you guys so that you can, get a fair opinion of the game, right? Because I'm not going to tell you, go out, you got to play this shit when I know, like, okay, this is my thing, but
yeah,
this is not Coca-Cola. I don't think you like it. This is more like Dr. Pepper. That'll be like a comparison. This is not Coca-Cola. This is Dr. Pepper, meaning that people like me I love fucking Dr. Pepper. I give Dr. Pepper to my girlfriend. She gets pissed. Sometimes I switch the cups, and she's like, "What? This shit tastes like Teraflu." It's just different, and it might not be for everybody. So yeah,
I hope it survives, and I hope Bungie doesn't close and absorb. But I don't think that there's going to be a big of demand of this game at all. I will bring up Google Trends that Friday, TJ, and I will prove to you exactly what I think happens. It might hit a peak more than 5,000, but it's not going to be 50 to 100,000 range. So I'm just telling you that right flat out now. Effective, you can just get out of here.
Say Xbox don't support developers with Game Pass. They play for free, bro. I'm saying that I'm gonna buy the game, bro. Bro. Oh my god, bro.
Yes, G, maybe it is a unique game.
Is it unique enough? Yeah, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about how the game is unique.
It unique enough? Might be unique enough in a bad way.
Yeah, exactly. It might be a unique way that'll make him unpopular, right? Which is what you don't want. I mean, for me, it's fine because I feel like there should be games for everybody. It should be like a game dedicated for you, Power Boss. You know what I'm saying? Like the perfect game for you. Everybody hope for it, right? And it's like, what if somebody here was dreaming about, right? But about a game like Marathon, but at the same time, what are the fucking chances that everybody's dreaming about a game like Marathon, right? It's so like, you know,
They thought it was
it's so all over the
Concord,
place.
happened there.
It's so all over the place. We could say that. It's all over the place. But yeah, thank you guys so much
Thank y'all
for
for
coming
coming
to the
out.
stream, bro. We're about to kill shit, man. We're about to hit, I think it's like 2,200 subscribers, something like that. So thank you so much for that. Keep coming through, man. We got content for you. I'll be tomorrow. The show with Web Dave at 7 p.m. Eastern time. I'm gonna be rocking the mic there with Web Dave and Hard Geek. Shout out to them. And you know, I'm probably gonna be playing some games live tomorrow because I feel like I haven't played games. I was gonna play today. Today, what I was gonna do was I was gonna, you know, play something. I don't know what I was gonna play. Maybe finish out for midnight or play the Starfield DLC because that's been in the back of my mind. Something like that. But yeah, I definitely gonna be streaming more, coming live here more with you guys and providing you with content. So that's it.
So while I'm not going to be playing it, if you're going to be streaming a demo, if you're not in voice with like party members playing with this, I'll be a little voice in your ear as you're playing it, and I'll say, you know, hey, is this game going to be doing this? Is this game, you know, meet your expectations in this market? You know, how is the menu here? How is the interaction here? And
how does it feel and shit?
We will run down. So even though I'm not the one personally playing, okay,
you'll be asking the hard questions.
I'll be asking the questions that will make me want to persuade my decision either for or against the game.
Okay, so basically what I'm going to try to do is change your mind about the game.
Exactly.
Okay, but for that to happen, the game has to be good for me.
That's true too.
It might not be, even though that's what I want to play, it might not be good for me. But
that's true too.
If you want to find out how the hell everything is gonna finish or end up, stay tuned to the channel, hit the like button, subscribe, consider becoming a Demo Flow Gaming Show member. Bro, you guys rock, man. Like we did like what, about 3 hours of stream? Man, but it's time to get the hell out of here.
2.5.
Thank you guys. I'll see you down there. See you next time. It's your boy, Demo Flow. Checking out. Yo, Chico boy. Yo, Chico. This it. Dale. Hey, go crazy, man. Shout out to the whole Xbox community. Shout out to the whole gaming community. Sony, PlayStation, Nintendo, Luna, whatever the hell you play, bro. We got you. Demo Flow Gaming. They say Black Ops Season Game Pass, yo. ABK be killing it. We so happy playing. Bad fanboys be hating it. Ponies be so cynical. They rather pay the 70. They pay for PS Plus. That makes no sense to me. Xbox got no games. That's why they keep on telling me. Conquer DOA, I be green like a celery. You playing console sales, me and you are not the same. Shout out to the gamers that just care about the games. I got the Vault Edition, I can wait for Master Chief. Slide canceling on nuke, only movement is a shit. The quick scoping is back, the sniper clips be dope. You bought that PS Pro, cause somehow you gotta cope. For begging is your style, so keep bombing the reviews. All these Sony podcasts, they be scrambling for news. Xbox dead again, yeah, they do it for the click. Xbox be their fetish like a picture of some feet. Xbox is so bad, you need a PS5. AK on the box, but it was all a lie. 60 FPS, but it's a blurry mess. The pizza is the pizza, but Sony is the best. Xbox is so bad, you need a PS5. AK on the box, but it was all a lie. 60 FPS, but it's a blurry mess. The pizza is the pizza, but Sony is the best. I'm putting belt to ass, spanking ponies like the strippers. The saying FSR can't copy with the pizza. The 47 is trash, I should throw away my rig to buy a PS Pro, but I'd rather cut my dick. It ain't no way in hell that I'm gonna switch to Sony. $70 for the game, and I have to deal with ponies. PS Plus is ass, they don't even do they want. I gotta keep it real, ain't no need to be a fan. All the games copy, zero multiplayer. Sony PlayStation is designed for the player. $700 for an extra couple pixels, but can't do no 4K. For that you need the pixel. Xbox is so bad, you need a PS5. 8K on the box, but it was all a lie. 60 FPS, but it's a blurry mess. The pixel is the pixel, but Sony